Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to the United Stand. I hope you're all doing very well. It's an FA Cup watch-along, it's Manchester United against Everton, and I've got to say I'm probably more looking forward to this game, I think, than I was Bournemouth, which I felt was obviously more important because it's Premier League points, but more straightforward. Bournemouth fans, there's not many of them, they're probably saying you're talking out your arse, we're better than Bournemouth, but I actually think that you're not. I don't think Bournemouth are that good. So I think it might be, quite a good result for Manchester United tonight. It's quite a competitive game, is what I'm trying to say. We're just waiting for the team to come in, which I thought actually would be in. I'm not very prepared tonight. It's a Friday night. I thought, you know what, let's go a little bit chill. But De Gea, Malacia. Oh God, I hate it when they do it like this. So De Gea, Delo, Malacia, Varane, still no Martinez. I don't know who he's playing at centre back. Luke Shaw at centre back. So De Gea, Delo, Varane, Luke Shaw, Malacia, Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno, Martial, Rashford, and Anthony. So he's gone very strong, very strong. I don't fault it. I do find it a little bit. I'm fed up of wearing my bloody hoodie, and he won't start him. Varane and Shaw at centre back is what the story is then. So yeah, no issues about that. No issues with that. I mean, is Martinez now behind Luke Shaw as left-sided centre back for Manchester United? Of course he's not, but he's not played since Fulham now, Martinez, and I presume he will probably play on Tuesday against Charlton, but he's certainly not starting tonight. Tonight, Matthew, he's not starting. So, yeah, interesting. I'm just trying to see. It sometimes takes a little bit of time for the stats provider to put the actual team on the screen, but hopefully we'll get that up for you now. It's still not there, which is a little bit frustrating. But I'll go through the team for you again. Manchester United line up with David De Gea, Delo, Varane, Luke Shaw left-sided centre-back, Malacia, Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno, Martial, Anthony and Rashford. So it's a strong Manchester United lineup, which is good because I suspect that Everton have probably gone with a back five, says Zach. I didn't suspect that. I didn't suspect that at all, but I suspect they've gone quite strong. The Everton line. There's a big thing I want to say to you in a minute, but I want to wait until there's more people watching because it's a big thing I want to say. I'm just trying to find the Everton lineup here, and they've not put it out where I would. I'll tell you where they have put it out. They've put it out on the OneFootball app. OneFootball is sponsoring the show. The link is in the description. You can download it for free. Get all your latest football transfer and breaking news there with the OneFootball app. If you're looking for an easy and convenient place to follow your favourite teams and players, stay up to date with all the latest football news, transfers, and of course keep across all the goals, team lineup stats and player ratings, then you don't need to look any further than OneFootball. What are you waiting for? Hit the link in the description, or you can scan the QR code as it goes round on your camera phone. It's available to download for free, and it's on all apps, Android and Apple, and anything else that you use. We've got the we've got the Everton lineup for you. So Pickford is in goal, Coleman, Mikalenko, Godfrey, Cody and Tarkowski. So it is a back five. Anana comes back in with Idrissa Gueye and Iwobi, and then they've got Gray and Maupay. I mean, it's not a terrible Everton lineup, but I think that's probably why Ten Hag has gone a little bit strong. I think we want to do well in the FA Cup. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff, Callum. We want to do well in the FA Cup. Disappointed no Martinez, but love it's no Harry. Yeah, absolutely ecstatic that there's no Harry Maguire playing, to be honest with you. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's not happy. You know what? I was showing Ben Foster this today, and we very nearly mentioned it in the show that we were going to put out tomorrow. But this I've got to show you this. I've got to tell you this, right? So this, I went to bed last night, and I was in shock, really. If I can find it. Let me see if I can find it for you. Memphis wants to leave Barcelona and join Manchester United. Jog on. There's stuff about João Felix, but we're here for a watch along. This was hilarious. Come on, where are you? God, it's because it's a very active group. all these knobheads who suddenly think they're in the know, saying that Man United and João Felix are close to a deal. Yeah, like you know anything. Okay, here it is. So, did you see the tweet yesterday of somebody put out Harry Maguire's last 8 appearances for Manchester United? Sheriff 2-0 win, 3-0 against Sheriff win, West Ham 1-0 win, Real Sociedad 1-0 win, Aston Villa 4-2 win, Nottingham Forest 3-0 win, Wolves 1-0 win, and Bournemouth 3-0 win. Harry Maguire shared that on his Instagram, right? Last 8 appearances for Harry Maguire, we've won, yeah? Harry Maguire shared that. He's Man United captain. He shared that on his Instagram. Now look at the facts. Against Sheriff, he played 3 minutes, and in the second game, he played 45 minutes. He played 90 against West Ham. He played 14 minutes against Sociedad. He played 90 minutes against Villa. He played 18 minutes against Forest. He played 6 minutes against Wolves. He is sharing his last 8 appearances, and he's played 6 minutes, 18 minutes, 3 minutes, 14 minutes in half of them. What is that all about? I mean, he's either having he's either having a laugh with us, or he's that desperate he's claiming 4-minute appearances now. So yeah, I'm glad he's not playing tonight, because Varane, Luke Shaw, and Martinez are our best 3 centre backs at the moment. So I would use Maguire and Lindelof. Well, no, I wouldn't use Maguire and Lindelof against Charlton, because we're going to have to, I don't think it's a major issue, but we're going to have to use Lisandro Martinez at some point. So I presume he will start against against Charlton, because otherwise, what's the bloody point? What's the bloody point? Okay, I'm now getting really confused. What's happening? Oh, come on. Nothing's fucking working again now. I'm fed up of this. Every bloody stream. What's going on? I'm trying to get the team on the screen. It's Friday night. It's meant to be a chill stream. It's not meant to be bloody can't get things to work. Oh, God. Nothing's working now. This shouldn't be happening. Okay, let me try this. This. Okay, right. Let them know. That is weird. It was working before. Try one more time. Sometimes you're just better off with a static image and not bothering, because you get. Here we go. Right. Is it going to work? Yes, we've got the team on the screen. There we go. It was worth it in the end. All good things take time. There we go. So we've sorted it out. There's the United team for you. The Everton one will go around in a minute. You'll see all your stats when the game kicks off. Going to order a Chinese soon. Lovely, says Tumbleweed. I'm having one tomorrow. Mark, maybe the club is sold and Tinterweb has crashed. Fingers crossed, says Paul Woolley. And is there any Martinez jumpers still available or not? These are always available, mate. United stand on Shopify. You'll get it. Simple as that. That's all I can say. What I see a planned substitution, Shaw for Martinez, either at half-time or 60 minutes. Shaw needs a rest and Martinez needs match fitness, as Brandon. Yeah, I think we will definitely see that. Tony says Martinez is missing far too many games as a result of making a World Cup final he didn't play in. Shaw, well overdue a rest, says Tony. But the lack of attacking options on the bench is such a concern. They better sign someone soon, says Rory. I haven't looked at the bench yet, actually. We haven't had a chance to look at that. But just quickly on Martinez, what I would say about Martinez is I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't seen him start any games since the World Cup yet. But our manager is Erik ten Hag, as you may well know, and he does a very, very good job. And I'm sure he has a plan in mind as to what he wants to do with regards to building towards that Manchester City game. So I'm not too concerned, if I'm honest with you. I think the manager knows what he's doing. We just have to trust him on that one, and I'm sure we will see our man playing very, very soon, which I suspect he will start working towards the Manchester derby. We've also got Arsenal to come as well. So he's probably just trying to... I think what he's probably trying to do is just give him a bit of a bigger rest now. You've got to deal with every game the same. You can't deal with every player the same. And I think what he's trying to do is just basically make sure that he can give people a rest. Super chat here from Marv. He says, Mark, you know that feeling when you have to shit so hard that you have to leave your clothes on the floor? That's me right now. Marv, unbelievable comment. Unbelievable super chat. Rory wanted to talk about the options on the bench. So the bench looks like this. Heaton, Lindelof, Maguire, Martinez. So 3 centre-backs. Wan-Bissaka, Fred, McTominay, Alanga and Garnacho. I mean, the attacking options aren't great. And whilst I think it was a possibility that we might have seen Marcus Rashford rested today, that would mean starting Alanga or Garnacho. Now, I don't mind Garnacho starting, but, you start Alanga and you're almost putting yourself down to 10 men, aren't you? Which is a bit of a problem. Marv's a legend of the chat now. He's said his piece, and he's probably done his piece with his clothes on the floor by the sounds of it. I have no comments to make on that. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Can I just remind everybody that if you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, it's free to do. And we are currently, I was checking this earlier, we are currently only 10 subscribers away from 546,000. So please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, to do that. Let me just do that as well. Oh, let me just... I'm not ready. I told you this. Let's see if this works. We've had another super chat coming in. Hey, Mark, what's your score prediction? I'm going to go 3-0 United. Also, do you think Alanga will ever make it at United? No, I don't think Alanga will make it, if you want an honest answer. I think he can have a good career, but I don't think he's going to make it as a United first-teamer. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I do like the player, but I don't think he's going to work out at Manchester United, if I'm being completely honest, which I am. I mean, he's what? He's 20. He'll be 21 in April. I mean, he's still got plenty of time on his side. He's not. He's not old, but I don't sense he will. I've just pinned it in the chat if you want to get one of these hoodies. Links in the chat now, where you can order them from. We do deliver them worldwide. Fernandes has played 1,708 minutes of Premier League and World Cup football, more than any other outfield player for United, says Cass. We never really got an update on Donny, did we? I got told yesterday that it's a season ender, but I don't know how good that source is. I know that Ten Hag had said that it wasn't looking good, but that does fit in with Bruno, because how do you rotate Bruno? Haven't you seen the second part of Ten Hag's press conference? So many questions on Sancho, and the last quarter's questions were ridiculous, but Ten Hag handled it very, very well. Let's get the win, says LJ. I did see the second part of it. It came out last night. Welcome to the Members Club, Tony. I think it's very obvious that with Jadon Sancho, that Eric Ten Hag, and it was very obvious anyway, is being very patient with Jadon Sancho, and that's what he was basically saying. Very excited to see Delo start, says Sia. Yeah, it's good to have Delo back. And I think with Sancho, Ten Hag said it himself. It's about, Roman, welcome to the Members Club. Good day, mate. Thoughts on United winning 5-0 tonight, says Murray. No chance, but it would be nice. I've gone 2-1. I think we'll win, but I think it'll be tight. Carmine has just gifted 10 United Stand memberships. We've got a legend in this chat, and his name is Carmine. Or she. I don't know, but well done. Hi, Mark. Is it only me, or who do you think Man United would not bring anyone this winter? I think we will bring someone in now, man. I'll talk about that in a minute. But, yeah, I think with Sancho, Ten Hag basically said that, he can't rush him back. He's been off for so long. Just because we're a bit short, we can't rush him back. Can I just say as well, that ball on my shoulder is actually an FA Cup mitre ball. So this is the most relevant it will ever be. It's an FA Cup mitre ball. So there we go. Chris Henriksen, thank you very much for your super chat there. You're very, very welcome. And Top Lad Carmine says, Ricky, A few people do want to talk about transfers. Obviously, I've not been on the channel today until tonight. I've been busy. I was on the Ben Foster football fill-in, and then I was doing a few other things. But I just want to say this before we go on to anything else. This is something that I'm going to be very selfish about. Walid, welcome to the Members Club. I was doing the Ben Foster football fill-in, and I've got a video with Ben Foster we're going to put on the channel tomorrow. And we were, when you film a show like that that's not live, there's a few takes and you have a few breaks. You watch it on the YouTube channel and you think we just recorded that from start to finish. We won't. There'll be little clips that you don't even notice where we've had a break. And there was a break about 10 o'clock this morning, and we heard that Gianluca Vialli had passed away. I don't do this for everybody because, people pass away. People get taken away too soon. One of my friends, died in his early 40s, leaving a young family behind. But the Vialli thing has really impacted on me because I have always loved Italian football. And in the late 80s, I remember England playing Italy. I think it was a friendly at Wembley. And the two players that stood out were Vialli and Mancini. And I just loved Vialli and Mancini. And as a young kid, I loved them. I loved Sampdoria. And they were just... and I loved Italian football, and Italia 90 just enhanced that. And although it was Toto Schillaci in Italia 90 that ended up being the goal-scoring hero for Italy, Vialli, I think he at least created two for him and was a fantastic player for them. And then he went to Juventus, and I love Juventus. And then obviously he managed Chelsea and became, well known in this country. So to see him not well, to see, obviously I wanted England to win the Euros, but to see, them win it, Mancini and Vialli again. And then to hear of his passing today, it's just really sad. And I know we've had Pele, but this is the thing I talk about. Pele will go down as one of the greatest players in the world. Deal with it. But I never watched Pele. Vialli was a player that I grew up admiring and loving. And I feel the same about Mancini, even though he obviously managed Man City. So... I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to sort of say what I wanted to say about it, because I find it really sad. It's really sad when players that you idolise as a kid are not here anymore. And I suppose it'll be the same when people like De Niro and Pacino and Harrison Ford and people like that pass away. But yeah, taken way too soon, Vialli. And the Chelsea thing means nothing to me. I actually enjoyed what Chelsea did, bringing people like Hullet and Vialli and Zola to the Premier League. Because they weren't really a threat to winning the title then. But yeah, rest in peace, and gone too soon. But what a player, and certainly had an impact on my life growing up. Yeah, just sad news. Mark, I'm a male from Adelaide, South Australia, says Carmine. There we go. Thank you for the clarity. Any thoughts on Sancho coming back and playing a more central attacking midfield role, or do you see him as a winger for a long term, says John? I think the problem with Jadon Sancho, and I'm sorry to repeat myself, the problem with Jadon Sancho is he doesn't track back as a winger. And whatever you say about Bruno, he never stops running. So I'd worry about Jadon Sancho as a number 10. He's got the attributes, attacking-wise and passing-wise, but he doesn't work hard enough from what we've seen. So that would need to change first. Sam Cole, welcome to the Members Club. While unlikely, maybe he's playing Shaw more centre-back to try Martinez in the midfield. Edward, very unlikely. Wouldn't mind seeing it, but very unlikely. Walid, welcome to the Members Club. Also, UCAT has been a member for a month. Vialli was my dad's idol. What he was to him is what Rooney is to me. A legend of the game and a player that inspired a generation. Rest in peace. Don't know if you saw, because he deleted it this afternoon, but Maguire shared that list of 8 games with Maguire on his Instagram last night. Once again, a shambles. We spoke about it a few minutes ago, Joshua. I think many people have got a screenshot of that. So, yeah, it was a bit odd. He might not be in control of his own admin, but I don't mind Maguire sharing clips of himself actually passing and But when you're putting your last 8 appearances as wins, and you came on for 4 minutes in one of them and 12 in another, it's a little bit desperate. Do we have the best centre-back pairing and CDM in the world right now, says James? It depends what your best centre-back pairing is. I mean, you're talking about Luke Shaw and Varane, or are you talking about Martinez and Varane? Just to add my OCD, can you put lace back in the shoe over your shoulder, please? No, that's part of it, Rory. You're meant to have the lace out. It's part of what they do these days. There we go. Varane is class as Havoc. Anyway, I just want to say I'm looking forward to this game tonight. FA Cup is not normally it for me, but I think we've landed we've landed a butte tonight. We've gone out on a Friday night. It's only 8 o'clock at night, and we've landed a butte. Sometimes it takes till at least 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's not a butte. You've had 10 pints. But we have landed a butte tonight because I don't think the FA Cup's that interesting. We get to play on a Friday night, which is actually quite nice. We get to play an opposition that are desperate for a win, which makes it competitive. And then we get the weekend off as well, so where we can hopefully focus on some transfers. So I think this is a brilliant fixture for Man United. I mean, Liverpool have got to play Wolves at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night in the FA Cup. Forget about it. Arsenal are playing Oxford on Monday night. You've got to wait until Monday night. Screw that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy as far as FA Cup games go, and I'm not massively enamoured by the FA Cup, to be honest, until you get to the latter stages. But I'm quite looking forward to this tonight. I won't lie. Owen says, theoretically, we beat City and Arsenal. Can we start thinking about the possibility of a title? I did a video with Ben Foster where I talk about that, so I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's going out tomorrow. But Owen, you can think about what you want. No more green screen, Mark. Real background looks good, says Yump. No, the green screen will be back. It will be back. I've always wanted a real background because when I do my Talk Sport show, I can't have a green screen, and then I just have a plain background. So I've always wanted a real background and my green screen. So it will be back, but with the festive period, I just got lazy and didn't get the drill out to put the green screen up. And I'm a bit worried about drilling that wood, and then I'll end up with nothing. Manoj says, why are Casemiro and Eriksen starting? If we start the same players in all competitions, then we'll be in the same position as Arsenal last year. Manoj, I'll have a little friendly bet with you, which doesn't involve any money. We'll just pretend. I'll guarantee you Casemiro and Eriksen will not start against Charlton, and that will be their week off. They'll play tonight, and then they won't play till next Saturday. So their break is coming. Maybe Erik ten Hag is preparing Shaw as a centre-back for the Barcelona game, says Dustin. Very well observed, Dustin. Very well observed. Neil says, also, what's more important to Ten Hag? Playing Maguire and keeping Luke Shaw at left-back, or putting Luke Shaw at left centre-back and giving Malacia more game time? I think he's found a way where he can get Malacia in the team, but also not have to drop Luke Shaw. Our Premier League team's ridiculously expensive, destroying the transfer market. 88 million for Mudryk now, comparing to Antony is crazy. Who? Neil, who's bought Mudryk? I've been out of the equation today. The Dark, welcome to the Members Club. And also, is it not just amazing what Ten Hag has turned Shaw into, says Isaac. No, it's not. If you watched the football fill-in earlier, you'll hear what I said about this. Fuckwits who say that Luke Shaw is, revamped. It's just idiots who never liked Luke Shaw, spent time going, he's crap, I don't care what anyone says, and now they can't ignore the fact that he's good. So they're pretending that he's almost listened to their advice to become a good player. He's always been a good player. In fact, 3 of the last 4 seasons he's been fantastic. He had a bad season last year, but 3 of the last 4 he's been brilliant. And he's always been a very, very good player. Some people just didn't want to see it until it was absolutely, they couldn't deny it anymore. Patrick O'Connor, welcome to the Members Club. And hi Mark, what was the web shop where you can buy retro Man United kits, says Joshua Can? I don't know. Classic football shirts is one. There's another one as well. £88 million for Mudryk is ridiculous, by the way. I mean, it's not, £85 million for Antony was ridiculous as well. People will pay it. Thanks someone who's tuning in, by the way. 3-0 means home team scores 3 goals. Okay. Here's one for you. What happens if this game is drawn after 90 minutes? Are we going to extra time? Are we going straight to a replay? I find it ridiculous that there may well be a replay in a season like this. But I have a funny feeling that we do have a replay if this game is a draw. Yeah, we do. Lots of people are saying that. Would you start Fred over Eriksen against City for tenacity, says Tony? Could be without the ball for long spells and can't be carrying passengers. I think that's a very intelligent observation. Thoughts on playing Delo at centre-back like Shaw, says Axidu. You know what? It's not a bad idea. It's not. But you know what? I wouldn't want to dismiss what Luke Shaw does. It's not easy to say, Ben Chilwell can't play left centre-back in a back 4. Trent Alexander-Arnold, well, he can't even defend as a right back, so he's a bad example. But, Reece James can play right-sided centre-back. Luke Shaw can play left-sided centre-back, but it's not easy to do. But I've played the game, says Lee. Please say I've played the game. Adam, you asked me to do that. Yeah, there we go. Thanks for all the super chats that are coming in, by the way. Appreciate that. Tony saying, should we play Fred against Man City instead of Eriksen? Admittedly, I'm a little bit worried about the way that we played at the Etihad, where they just ran through our midfield. I think was it Eriksen and McTominay that day, and we got absolutely battered. Look, I like Eriksen, but I think against certain teams you need a little bit more muscle in there. Fred and Casemiro might not be a bad idea, but look, do I think Ten Hag would drop Eriksen? I don't think. I think he's fundamental to his team. Heard any rumours on? I don't know who that is. Espen, and thoughts on playing Maguire at left wing, says Akil. Mark, considering our fixture list, I'd rather United lose tonight than have to play a replay, says Mackenzie. I can understand that. Extra time and penalties this year, says Ulse. I don't think it is, mate. Hi, Mark. Do you think Big Sam or Sean Dyche could fix Chelsea? There's nothing wrong with Chelsea. Stick with Potter. No, I'm pretty sure we've got a replay in this round. Pretty sure. Because the reason I think there is a replay is because we play Charlton next Tuesday, Man City next Saturday, and then we don't play Arsenal till the following Sunday. Now, we've got games we could play. We could play Crystal Palace or Leeds in that midweek, but apparently we can't because that's set aside for replays in the FA Cup. We can afford to play Eriksen because of Casemiro, in my opinion, says Saya. I think that's a bit arrogant, mate. Casemiro is very good, but Casemiro and Eriksen against Rodri, Gundogan and De Bruyne, I think you do need a little bit more in there, to be fair, because Bruno's not really physical either. Dan Kelly says, fixture congestion alongside going through in the League Cup is crazy. Wouldn't be gutted if we went out tonight, says Dan. I don't want us to go out tonight. I want us to win. But I will admit, I feel the same. If we go out, I'm not going to be like, oh, we're shit. It wouldn't be a bad thing to go out in relation to fixture congestion. But if Everton knock us out and then they get Swindon in the next round, you'd go, wow, we could have played the reserves in that and had a rest anyway. So, and let's be honest, the FA Cup is more glamorous than the Carabao Cup. So I'd rather win the FA Cup than the Carabao Cup. I think it's more a significant trophy, but it is more games. It's that balancing act, isn't it? But yeah, look at the balance. Look at you talk about balancing act. Look at the bench for Manchester United. You've got 3 centre backs on there in Maguire, Lindelof, and Martinez. Wan-Bissaka's there, McTominay and Fred are there, and then you've got Garnacho and Elanga as the attacking options. We really, look at what's happened with Van Dijk. Some point, if I say what I'm going to say, people say, "Oh, you're just tempting fate." I'm not tempting fate. I'm being real. You look at Liverpool; they've just lost Van Dijk for 6 weeks with a hamstring. Now, imagine, and I'm not going to name any names because that might be tempting fate, but imagine one of our front 3 pulls up tonight with a hamstring. They're out for 6 weeks. You've got to start Elanga or Garnacho then, or hope that Sancho can get back quicker. So we do need to add to the attack. What sneak flavour what you got today, says Sam. Electric Mango. That's what I was on. Mark, what a horrible stream it was as well. Stephen says, would you take Giroud based on the rumours? He's better than nothing and he's better than some options, but I want João Felix. Hi Mark, thoughts on the new goalkeeper, says Elliot Spree. Oh, I've had people on my Instagram asking me this. What do you think about Butland? Nothing. I don't think anything. I don't. I mean, he's a backup goalkeeper. I'm glad we've got one in, but it's the same. I felt the same when we got Dubravka. I felt the same when we got Grant. It's like, welcome to the club. Hope we never see you start a game, because if you're starting, De Gea's injured. So you've got to have someone like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't even class it as a signing. He's just a backup goalkeeper, isn't he? I wish him all the best. It must be brilliant for him. But yeah, it's not nothing to spend any time talking about, is it? There is some quotes coming out from Erik Ten Hag. He says, Old Trafford is becoming a fortress. You have to prove it in every game. You have to be ready for every game, and that starts with the right intensity, the right attitude, and the right energy. It's important that the return of Delo and Anthony, it's also what they play for, to find their connection on the pitch. That's a very well-observed point by Ten Hag. Again, Dalot and Anthony playing together is different to Anthony and Wan-Bissaka, isn't it? So it'd be interesting to see if they can reconnect like they did in the early days of Anthony. Ten Hag on Luke Shaw's choice as left-sided centre-back. He said that it's also a tactical choice. They form a very good hinge with Varane, and Tyrell Malacia played very well, so I want to keep that. And he says we take every game and every competition seriously. Look, I think I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this, but I will do it anyway in the interest of being fair. Well, I'll answer these super chats first. Maybe Eric Ten Hag is preparing Shaw as centre-back for the Barcelona game, says Dustin. Romeo Beckham at Brentford on loan, that has Ollie signing written all over it. He'd probably have had Brooklyn in the canteen as well, says Luke Jones. Mark, Sir Alex Ferguson often played Jason Park and Fletcher against Chelsea. Sometimes legs and tenacity is important. Thank you very much, Killian. And last time Scott started was the City game. Since then, he's had 95 minutes over 8 games on the bench. I think Fred is clearly preferred over him, says Brandon. I think Ten Hag likes McTominay, but I must admit I'm happier with him out of the team because we're better. You know, it's the same as not having Lindelof in the team, isn't it? And there they've got pictures of Vialli on the screen here. Oh, I just loved him. What a player. So I'm devastated. And, devastated. Footballer. What a player. Last time, thank you very much. Mark, any news on the takeover by Dubai? Says MUFC 1999. Nothing today. Have you seen we're in talks with Abubakar? No, we're not, Stuart. Mark, looking ahead, what 11 would you start versus City, says James. Too early to basically pick a team for City. But you'd expect Luke Shaw at left back, Martinez, Varane, Dalot, De Gea, Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno, and then Martial, Anthony and Rashford. But he might make some tactical tweaks into that. But look, what I was going to say is, just playing devil's advocate for a moment, Ten Hag has consistently said that he wants to go strong in every game and take every game seriously. And he has not lied about that. He's been very consistent. He does try and pick a strong team in every game, no matter who it is. You know, he doesn't do what Ollie did, where he'll pick the reserves. And that is to his credit. You know, he wants to win things. But I think it would be remiss not to maybe say he's never managed in the Premier League before. What's Roy Keane got on his lip? I don't know, Roy. I don't know about that. He looks like he should be in a Western. I don't know. Who would you rather play against City, Aaron Wan-Bissaka or Dalot? Oliver Smith, are you drunk? I don't even know how to answer that question. Who would you rather play against City, Dalot or Wan-Bissaka? Are people seriously thinking Wan-Bissaka's anywhere near the level of Dalot? You're having a laugh. Mark, there was a time before lockdown you were going to bring United Stand to Dublin. Any chance of that happening in the future? I'd love to meet you, brother, says Brode. Watch this space. Don't try and pull me into a little spoiler, but watch this space. If we get Felix, do you see him going straight into the team, says Mikey? Yes, I think he would go straight into the team. And Harm, welcome to the Members Club. What I was going to say about Ten Hag is, and I don't agree with this, but I'm just offering it up as a sort of, devil's advocate, other side of the story. Ten Hag's never managed in the Premier League before. He's never managed a club that plays in 4 tournaments before. He's never managed in a league as competitive as this before. I know he says that he wants to take every game seriously and every tournament seriously, and he might be able to do it. But there isn't many managers that have done it. And what I mean by that is, there's not many clubs that win 4 or even 3 trophies in one season. So there might be an air of naivety there to keep trying to win everything is possibly going to take genius or is impossible. So I like his attitude. I actually love it. I love it. But it is very difficult to go deep into the Europa League, go deep in the FA Cup, go deep in the Carabao Cup and get top 4. But you never know. Ten Hag might be, there's a very big chance we'll get knocked out by Barcelona and then we won't be playing Thursday night football anyway in March and April. So we will have plenty of time for the FA Cup. So I think at the moment he's spreading his bets. He's probably anticipating that we won't go deep in all 4 tournaments. But I think I don't think the FA Cup's a problem. I don't think the Carabao Cup's a problem. I think if we're really, Shag says every time you sip, I sip. Mark, cheers. I think that the big problem that we will have with fatigue is Thursday, Sunday. So it's Europa League and top four. That's the one. That's the one that's really hard to deal with, especially in April and May. Thursday, Sunday, so hard. And of course, we've given ourselves 2 more games than we needed to. Sociedad have got 2 games less than us in the Europa League. You know, we're playing Barcelona. Sociedad have got those 2 games off. So we've actually given ourselves 2 more games by finishing second in that group. But we'll see. We'll see. You can't knock Ten Hag's ambition. Certainly not. Ten Hag is trying to win multiple trophies this year. He's playing chess. Everyone else is playing checkers, says Felix. And what's your thoughts on Hannibal Mabry to Marseille? I don't know whether it's happening, Kyle. It's not as if Eric Ten Hag can come out and say we don't care about the cup. It's more of a let's show strong mentality and try and build a winning mentality, says David. No, David, you're right. But when he says we're going to go strong in every game and try and win every game, he is. What he could do is pick 5 or 6 reserves today and you'd go, yeah, he doesn't really fancy this. So he could do that, and some people will do that this weekend. Our team is pretty strong compared to what some teams will be, which is why I'm not a big fan of the FA Cup. I mean, I'll always watch Man United play, and I'm excited about the game tonight, but I won't be spending... I mean, Man City, Chelsea on Sunday, I guarantee one of those teams will play quite a few reserves. Mark, would you put Martinez as a CDM with Casemiro? Kieran, I love these sort of things, but I don't really know where it's coming from. We are obsessed with this as a fan base. We've been doing it for years. Lindelof as a CDM. Used to hear about it for years. We've never seen Martinez play as a CDM yet. It might be on Ten Hag's plan, but I think it's a big leap until he does it. Happy New Year, Mark. Strong team for today. Any word on why Martinez is not starting, says Riker. No, I just think maybe he wants to give him a little bit more of a break. I don't know. I would have expected to have seen Martinez start by now, but I guarantee he'll start against Charlton. Mark Goldbridge for Soccer Aid 2023. They'll never get me involved. I'm too rock and roll. And I'm not massively rock and roll, but when your star of the show is Ollie Mers, it tells you exactly what, they go for. Yeah, we know what they go for. Martinez used to play CDM, Mark, says Annie. I know, but until he starts playing CDM for Man United, I don't really agree that it's something that he's looking forward to doing. Can I just give a shout out to OneFootball? They sponsor our stats carousel. In the top left-hand corner is the QR code. They're also sponsoring the Watchalong tonight. What is OneFootball? It's a free-to-download football app. You can do it through the link in the description or the QR code as it goes round with your camera phone. Free to download on Apple and Android, so give it a go. Loads of latest football news, transfer news, stats, follow your team, follow the European scene. They have had their own Serie A games on there as well, so fantastic little app. Check it out. Thank you very much to OneFootball. Free to download, as I said. And please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. We were very close to 546,000. We were about 10 away, so please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Thorson talking about Abu Bakar. There's a lot of shit out there at the moment about transfers. If you want the update on the transfers at the moment, considering I speak to people like Romano and other journalists, the latest on Manchester United at the moment is that Cody Gakpo was the priority, but they didn't have the money. João Felix is the second priority, but they don't want to pay a lot. And if they don't get João Felix, they're right down the pecking order. You know, they wanted Gakpo, they wanted João Felix. If they get neither of those two players, then any shit's possible. And I'm not saying that who we get would be shit, but what I'm saying is it really is desperation time. So we are not in negotiations for anybody at the moment until we finalise what happens with João Felix. And João Felix will be moving somewhere at some point. So until he joins Man United or he goes to somewhere else, I don't see United making a move for anyone. I remember you saying Luke Shaw should be sold, says Riz. I don't remember saying that, and I don't think anyone in the chat would back you up on that either. Hi Mark, considering how casual these players were last season, it is important that Ten Hag is instilling this winning mentality in the team, says Aditya. I might have said that, there might be a decision to be made with Luke Shaw based on, he's on good money. Would you give him another 5-year deal at 27? But I've always been a massive fan of his. So, I don't think it will happen, but I could see a scenario where you didn't renew Luke Shaw's contract and you brought another left back in who was younger and you went with Malacia. But I can't see that. Look, and also you've got a player there who is, able to play in two positions very, very well. Look, this is how good I think Luke Shaw is as a left-sided centre-back. I don't think he's anywhere near as good as Martinez or Varane, because I think they're both fantastic. But looking at Everton, Luke Shaw would be their best centre-back. That's how good he is at centre-back. So, really, really good player. Really good player. And I'm very happy that he's getting the plaudits, because I do think that it's been a while. What is Roy's problem with Erik Ten Hag? Makes no sense. Well, I'm not listening, so I don't know what it is. But if you want to let me know, I can comment on it. So we're 19 minutes away from the start of this game. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're on the road. We've hit 546,000, by the way. So please subscribe. We're on the road to 550k. Get involved with the channel. It's free to do. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. Live every morning at 10 o'clock. The chart show's back tomorrow. Get excited. The chart show's back tomorrow. What is the chart show? Well, I'll tell you what this is. The chart show is where we count down the top 10 players of the week for Manchester United. And a lot of people like it, so looking forward to that. Why isn't Martinez starting, says James? I don't know. I don't pick the team. I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think he will be in the team by the time we play Man City. And you never know. He might be carrying a bit of a knock. You don't know. You don't know. But also, somebody made a very good point. Maybe Ten Hag wants to keep taking the opportunity to play Luke Shaw at left centre-back because he is thinking about it for the Barcelona game. I suppose if you're Harry Maguire or you're Victor Lindelof, it probably pisses you off a little bit, because if Martinez wasn't going to start tonight, you might be thinking that I might be starting. But, as I say, I think it's a good thing that Ten Hag can get Malacia in the team and not have to drop Luke Shaw. Are you going to sing on the chart show? I'm not really allowed, Ajit. Who do you think is a top contender for number 9 in the market right now for Man United? Also, I think Martial can't be trusted for the whole season, says Sarab. Well, Martial has had a bit of stick recently in relation to his performances. Unfortunately, one thing I think I could be slightly negative about is I do feel with Martial and with Varane to a certain extent, I'm not going to lie, I like them both, but I do sometimes feel, and I don't know about you, that when Ten Hag does a press conference, he might just go, Martial's out for 2 weeks. He has got that vulnerability to him that we really need to stop. That's what worries me about Martial. It's his fitness problems. Refreshing to see our manager not be blinded by favouritism. Seeing a player picked on form over a bigger name is something we wouldn't see under Ollie, says Jack. Yeah, it's a weird thing that, isn't it, Jack? You've made probably the best comment of the night there, because it's got me thinking. Under Solskjaer, he would pick certain players every single game. And yet under Ten Hag, we've seen the evolution of players. He started the season with Luke Shaw, Martinez, Maguire and Dalot as his back four. They let him down, and it was Malacia and Varane who came in for Luke Shaw and Maguire. And then as the season's progressed, Luke Shaw has won his place back from Malacia. And now Luke Shaw is playing at left centre-back and Malacia's back at left-back. So he's a very good coach. He reminds me of Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp in the way that he rotates his team based on form, and he does it regularly to keep people on their toes. But you do see managers out there, and not all as bad as Solskjaer. There are some managers that have been quite successful who do just keep picking their favourites all the time. Mourinho's a bit like it. So it's just a different style of coaching, isn't it? We did see that with Solskjaer, you're right. He would pick the same players continually. And it doesn't actually do you any favours. Look at Rashford and Martial. Martial even admitted it. And I think Rashford has in so many words that they were playing injured. So rotation's a good thing on form because it gives people a rest and refocuses the mind. Come on, Everton, says Mary. Do we give Everton a chance tonight? Well, I think they went to the Etihad. They got a result. They got a result with Onana, Idrissa Gueye and Iwobi in the midfield. Onana couldn't play against Brighton and they got battered. So Everton's defensive record has been quite good under Lampard. They just can't score goals. So my prediction is a 2-1 win to Manchester United. I'd be very surprised if we beat them 3 or 4-0. They're not very good, Everton, but they are playing for Lampard. I think if, also, we've not said this. If Everton lose this game, I think Lampard gets the sack. I think he has to go. So there's a lot riding on this for Everton, and it's all about what the players want, isn't it? Do they want Lampard or do they want to change? Non-football related, but thought you may appreciate, me and the girlfriend were bought a bird of prey experience. Finally got to do a cracking owl sanctuary. Jack and Akinori, says Luke Jones. There's some great owl sanctuaries in Norwich. And John Murta says, Roy said he doesn't see progress. We haven't played anyone yet, and he doesn't trust players like De Gea. Hoping for a big win to keep him quiet, says John. I mean, what happened to Roy? Has he lost his razor or something? I mean, to be honest with you, I'd be miserable with a moustache like that. I mean, he must be doing it for a bet. But look, I love Roy Keane. He's a legend. And, we've lost a legend of the game today in Vialli. And Vialli was a player that I idolised as a kid. I loved him. Not the same as I did the United players, but as a foreign player, he was one of my favourites. And Roy Keane is one of my idols growing up. And I'd be devastated if anything happened to Roy. But he does talk shit sometimes, like they all do. Roy Keane wanted Diego Simeone to be the manager. Mic drop. Who in their right mind would want Simeone to be Man United manager? He gets a hard on for 40% possession. Like, he's a negative manager. How would he ever work at Man United? So, look, legend on the pitch doesn't mean legend on the punditry box. And maybe there's just something about Ten Hag that... I mean, look, David De Gea. How can he sit there and say he's not convinced by David De Gea when David De Gea was world-class the other night? And Bournemouth could have got something out of that game. He made 3 world-class saves. He might just have a boil on the arse or something. We all have a mood sometimes. Richard Spencer says, catch me on the morning show. I've had some right clangers in the last few weeks. Ex-players coming for Eric Ten Hag because of Ronaldo. Player FC in full swing. Roy Keane acts like Ronaldo's dad. Says no progress under him. Says Richard. What I would concede is, and where I would agree with Roy Keane to a certain extent here is, and I don't know whether you watched the football fill-in on Ben Foster's channel today. I was back on. And I did say that we need to temper the expectations. I still don't think we'll get top 4. I still think 5th. And that's not because I don't think we're very good. It's just that was my prediction at the start of the season. And I don't feel the need to change it yet because I think that's just a little bit too optimistic. We beat Forest, Bournemouth and Wolves, and they're all 3 relegation fodder. You'd expect us to do that if we want to be in the top 4. So the big tests are to come. Man City and Arsenal. As many people say, you get 4 points out of those, and realistically, you've got to say we're very hot favourites for top 4. So there are bigger tests to come. It's wrong to say there's no progress though, because there's not many Man United managers in the last 10 years that would go and beat Bournemouth, Wolves, and Forest in the manner that we did. So, and Fulham before that. So there is progress. There's definitely progress. There has to be progress, Roy. There has to be. This is the worst ever Manchester United Premier League side that Ten Hag inherited, and now it's joint 3rd, and it's still in every tournament. Of course there's progress. There has to be progress. I think what he really means is, he's not getting carried away with the progress because there's a long way to go, which is fine. But there is progress. Hi, Mark. Do you think Felix will move in January? I do, Sean. And Kieran Burns says, I was picking for City game, I'd play Eriksen at 10 and Fred at 8, Bruno on the right. There you go, Kieran. Thank you very much. And have we ever had a midfield as good as right now in the last 15 years, Mark, says Gershon. In the last 15 years? Well, we won the FA Cup in 2000. We won the Champions League in 2008, which is 15 years ago, I suppose. You make a good point. It is a good midfield. If you could pick one United legend to rejoin the team to help us improve, who would you pick and why? Says Brandon. I think Roy Keane next to Casemiro, prime, would be very, very good. I don't think many people would get past us. We're going to do the quadruple. Stop being a naysayer. All about the train. Choo choo, says Rory C. Well, Rory, I'm going to have to pull you up on this one because Man United can't do a treble, and they can't. So they certainly can't do a quadruple. A quadruple is not top 4 Carabao Cup, Europa League, and the FA Cup. That is just three trophies. The treble is the FA Cup, the Premier League, and the Champions League. That's what a treble is. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. We've got other comments coming in. City will be the team to give United a reality check, says Nada. I wasn't that impressed with City last night. I think at Old Trafford at 12:30 next Saturday with 75,000 people, I think 1 minute. Finished third and second with a novice manager, then spent 200 million, got a world-class manager, signed Champions League winners, and you expect United to finish fifth, says Chris. Chris, don't be so bloody arsey. I'll flip it the other way. I survived, says Marv. Marv's just had a poo, hasn't he? A naked one. If you know, you know. Chris is basically saying that we've spent £200 million, so we should be top 4. Might be Roy Keane under a different name. I can say what I like, and you can say what you like. And you can set your expectations, and I can set mine. I said it in August, and I'm saying it now. I don't expect Man United to get top 5 in May. Top 4. I hope they do, but I don't. And I disagree that £200 million spent in the summer means we should get top 4. Because that £200 million should have been £150 million. We overspent. That wasn't Ten Hag. So people who say you spent £200 million, you should be in the top 4. Well, really, we should have spent 150. So that's just bad negotiating. I don't think the worst ever Man United Premier League side should be guaranteed top 4 just because it spends 150 million quid. I think the enormity of the job has to be, identified, and that's just my thing. I'll be honest, I'm probably purposely not lowering expectations because I think we can do it. Look, for me, if we get João Felix in January, I think we've got a great chance. Look at the bench, Chris. That's all I'm saying. Look at the bench. We've got Garnacho and Elanga as our attacking subs. One injury to Marcus Rashford or Anthony Martial or Anthony, and you're playing kids. And that will be a problem. Newcastle aren't in Europe and they're going to spend. Arsenal are trying to spend. Liverpool are spending. Kay says, worst ever side. Are you okay, Mark? Kay, you're stupid. Worst ever Premier League Manchester United side. It's a fact, mate. It's a fact. Last season was Manchester United's worst ever Premier League side. It's the first time we've never hit 60 points. Fact. Forget about it. It's a fact. So, look, If you want to say that United should be getting top 4 and you want to put that pressure on Ten Hag, that's up to you. I choose to be a little bit more realistic. I think we've got a great chance of top 4, but I think it all depends on how much money we spend in the summer. And, how much money we spend in January. Now, hopefully we're going to do it. But who knows? Dabig says you have the patience of a saint dealing with some of the idiot comments on here. Well, no, I don't have to read them out, do I? So, it's. I think it's good to bring different opinions in. I think people like it. Please do smash a like on the video, by the way, and make sure you share it. You can do that across your socials. You're very welcome on the channel, of course, and subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Players are in the tunnel, and we're ready to go. Looking forward to this one tonight. A Friday night FA Cup game against Everton with both teams putting strong teams out. We could have had Sunday at 2 o'clock away to Stoke. At least we've got a good game of football to watch. And these sort of games, they're a challenge. Everton, that tracksuit top for Everton is horrible. It's crap. If it was all white with the blue logos, it'd be fine. It looks like somebody has spilt ketchup on the white top and then they've just stuck a blue bit over the top to cover it up. That is crap design. Rubbish. Hi, Mark. Do you think Sancho will be back this season? Yeah, of course he will, Amas. Of course he will. 100%. Rory C says, a bit off topic, but this will be interesting to see. Brentford have completed the loan signing of Romeo Beckham on loan from Inter Miami, says Rory. Well, Brentford aren't stupid, are they? I'm surprised. He must be quite decent. I don't know anything about him, so it'd be unfair to say anything, but it's an interesting one. Mark, you always joked about being paid to call someone a prat. Well, now you can. There's an app called Cameo where people pay you to record a personal video to them. Thought you might be interested, says Blakey. I've been asked to do Cameo so many times, and I can't believe that people would pay for me to call them a prat. And it just seems weird. So I am aware of it, but that James, what's his name, off In-Betweeners does it, doesn't he? Would you take Pickford? No, Ajit, stop trying to depress me. I don't want bloody Pickford at Manchester United. I do not. What do you think Newcastle is doing that makes them competitive, and who do you think finishes higher, Newcastle or United, says Elton? Good coaching. Man United are doing better because they've got a good coach. Newcastle are doing better because they've got a good coach. Well organised, focused, man management, training on the ground. It's it's coaching, isn't it? That's what it's all about. I'm not doing OnlyFans, Ethan. Joker says, I hope Anthony will have a good game tonight. Maguire is on Cameo. He charges 300 quid to say a message to you. Oh my God, Zach. Oh, come on. Why would a professional footballer be on Cameo? Surely he's got to give it to charity. He's on 200 grand a week. 200 grand a week and you're recording cameos. Hello, I'm Harry Maguire. Happy birthday and thanks for your support. Why do it, Harry? Look, there'll be other footballers doing it, but 200 grand a week. And can I just say, who's paying 300 quid for that? Hello, Mark. New member and excited for the game today, says Scott. Go on, Scott. What's your prediction on the game? Always watch you and love the channel. Thanks very much for your support, Scott. I had a lovely email, actually, today from... I'm going to shout them out. I had a lovely message today from somebody. Got sent through the website email. And lovely stuff. It was from Enrique. And he said, sure you get a lot of emails. I'd like to use this opportunity to ask, have you ever watched a video and thought to yourself, I never thought it that way, or able to listen to someone and feel inspired when listening? That's how it is when I listen to you. I watch United Stand every day. What you've built with your team is inspiring. You've become one of my heroes and you're someone I look up to. You've helped me forge a mindset to be able to analyse, think and form my own opinions. You're not perfect. Sometimes I do disagree with your opinion, but you're a man of your word and you're able to listen, observe and inspire others to have their own opinion. Confident and humble. Thank you, Mark. I will watch the match reaction again today after the Everton game. Thank you for all you do. I thought, what a lovely message, because it was a nice message, but then he also said, I don't agree with you on things, but you encourage me to think about things for myself. That's what you do. And I thought, what a lovely message, because that is the message. I don't want people to agree with everything I say. I want people to think for themselves and take it away from football. You know, too many people are sat watching Roy Keane or Jamie Carragher or Gary Neville and listening to them and going, oh yeah, oh yeah. You've got to think for yourself. Football's such a simple game, and there's so many different opinions that people can't tell you you're wrong. So, well done. I love the channel. Would you take someone like Xavi Simons at United to Samuel? He's done a bloody great job for me on my career mode. Not to be morbid, but whenever a legend of football passes, it makes me grateful that we still have Sir Alex after his health scare. I praise around long enough to see United bounce back on top, says Joshua. Yeah, I don't like talking about that, but I do sometimes think about it. You know, we're not here for a long time, and you know, Sir Bobby, Sir Alex, you know, hopefully they can see us, you know, win again. Certainly win something. Anyway, we're about to start here, and we're off. Timer's up and running on the screen. Manchester United. Did you watch the Champions League final in 2008? No, I thought I was going to watch it, and I thought, you know what, I'm going out to Nando's. Of course I bloody watched it. Right, we've been chatting. I'll tell you what, I've really enjoyed the chat, but it's time for the match. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Manchester United here against Everton. Interested to see how we get on. Strong midfield for Man United. Best front three, best midfield three. Arguably our best centre-back pairing at the moment. Best right-back, best goalkeeper. I mean, it's a strong United side. Very strong. Rumour has it, cameo is how Piers Morgan got the Ronaldo interview, says Jonathan Matthews. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. What do you think about the team, says Jack? I'm happy with the team. I'm going to buy you a cameo message from Harry Maguire for your birthday, says Ross. God. It would be funny. He'd probably refuse to do it. But then again, it's 300 quid. Luke Shaw into Ericsson there. Well, it'll be interesting to see how Everton approach this game. I think they've got to be competitive. I remember when we played Everton at Goodison and we did the preview, and I didn't realise how shit they were. And I did say their midfield is really physical. Idrissa Gueye, Iwobi, Onana, they are capable of putting up a physical fight. So it's going to be... I think some people are coming into this game thinking United are going to win it comfortably 2 or 3-0. But actually, if we did do that, I know Everton aren't very good, but they're better than people think. Their problem is scoring goals. Defensively, they've been quite good, apart from Brighton the other day. Mark, do you think Wan-Bissaka will start still leaving the summer, if not January? It's starting to feel like the club will stick with him now. Mon, I think long-term his future isn't at Man United. Whether he'll go in January or not, I don't know, but long-term I think he will go. Nice interception by Anthony, laid off by Martial, into Bruno. Rashford needs to move it. Why doesn't he pass it there, Rashford? I mean, that's the thing he's going to have to do to get to the next level. Brilliant player, but in that situation, Anthony plays a one-touch, Martial plays a one-touch, Bruno plays a one-touch, and then Rashford stops and tries to go past 2 players when there's 2 options to pass. Hi Mark, would you grow a beard if we finish top 4? Says B. No, I'll do it if we win the league. Welcome to the Members Club, Big Sam. Right, here's Rashford. He's getting a lot of the ball. Second chance. Up against Coleman. And... what a goal! What a goal, Manchester United! And it's Anthony! I'm spinning around. Move out of my way. I know you feel it because you like it like this. Taking it down, I'm on my way. I know you feel it because you like it like this. What a goal, what a cross, what a start. Manchester United 1-0 up, and it's Anthony with the tap in, and it's Rashford with the creativity. And I tell you what, it's funny how things can change really, really quickly, isn't it? Because I thought that, Rashford, just before that, had been a bit indecisive. This time, stands his man up, puts the cross into the box, and Anthony has a slide in, and it's a look. That's what you want from your winger. I mean, is it a cross? To me, I think that's a cross from Rashford. Somebody just said, is it a shot? No, for me, that's a cross. It's a lovely cross. I think it is a cross. I mean, whether it's a cross or not doesn't matter, but it's a lovely goal. And Anthony makes it 1-0. Lampard is done, says Charlie. Hey, early goal at Old Trafford, 1-0, Friday night. We're loving it. We're loving it. We're loving it like that. Is there VAR in the FA Cup, says Lee? I think there is VAR if you've got it. I think. But great start for Manchester United. And, with the way our defence and our midfield is, you'd expect it to continue. But so pleased for Anthony to score. Of course, he scored in his first 3 Premier League games. He's had a bit of stick since. I wasn't particularly happy with him being injured for 3 weeks and then, the next day training with Brazil. But he's got a big price tag. That's not his fault. But confidence, important. Missed a couple of chances against, was it Forest? Scores in the first 5 minutes here. So there we go. He needed it, says Jan. He did. Nice quick movement from Manchester United as well, even before the goal. Look, I said it in the summer and I'll say it again. Constructive criticism is always important. There is a standard of what is accepted at Manchester United, and Ten Hag will make that very, very clear to any player. We've seen that. But I said it in the summer, the player that excited me the most that we were linked to was Anthony, because he's a flair player. And I love players that get you on the edge of the seat. Oh, Martial. Everton are in trouble here. Sticky toffee pudding. Roddy Pickering. It's been well overdue to get a membership on this channel. I've been watching you and United's crew for ages. Keep up the good work, you prat, says Big Sam. Thanks, Big Sam. Mark, thoughts on Abuku loan? Agreed, it's not. Lee, I don't know why people are talking about this, because it's not true. Darwin Nunez would have missed that, says Darth Khan. I mean, we could end up with some right shit in January on loan because of the lack of funds, I suppose. But I'm still hopeful that we'll get João Felix. And Marcus Rashford can't do any wrong at the moment. His game is on point. Pressing game of United's impressive though, isn't it? This is something that, you see it against Wolves, you see it against Forest, you see it against Bournemouth, and in the back of your head you're going, well, it is Bournemouth, it is Forest. And I suppose you could say the same, it's Everton, but if we can do anything like this, I mean, this is why I'm so excited about the Man City game, because I think we can do this at home against Man City. If we can press Man City like we've been pressing the last couple of weeks, it's going to be a very interesting game. Jermaine, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Get involved with United Stands. Live every night at 8 o'clock. Every morning at 10 o'clock. Chart shows back tomorrow. Also got a video with Ben Foster tomorrow as well. Lots to get involved in. Of course, the big thing for United now is you're 1-0 up. And what a ball by De Gea. What a ball by De Gea. Flicked into the path of Anthony. This could be back to front. Oh, he's all left foot. Lovely ball by De Gea that was, wasn't it? I thought it was going to be one of those De Gea passes from last season, but it's so good now. Anthony there is just very left-footed. It's a shame. He's trying to get it to Rashford. And Optical, welcome to the Members Club. But a good pace to this game from Man United. Do you think it's crazy what Ten Hag's done in a small space of time? The way you play football changed a lot and improved, and the way the club is operating, says Nathan. No, I don't think it's crazy. I think that's why we wanted this man as manager. We haven't had a coach on the training ground for about 5 years. players are responding to coaching that they've never had before. And we've brought some good players in as well. So the improvement, I mean, look, we've gone from what, 7th to 3rd. If we want to go from 3rd to 1st, we're going to have to really back him a lot more. Martial's looking a bit sharper. Can I become a mod, says Jermaine Johnson. I'm not in charge of the mods. Don't know if it's just me, Mark, but I don't go into games against most teams with fear of losing. I like I used to under Ollie, says Ryan. Well, you know why that is, Ryan. A shame we're broke because I genuinely think players would like to come to play for Ten Hag, says Michael. Well, we've got the summer. Yeah, you know why we went into those games under Ollie with the fear of losing? Because it's not just the coach. Most of it's about the coach, but great interception by Casemiro. Lovely ball into Rashford. If this becomes a goal, it's all on Casemiro. Rashford, lay it off, mate. That's it. Eriksen. Casemiro. Ooh. Erik Ten Hag is making us believe again. The reason we used to go into games and be scared, and the reason we go into games now and we're not scared, is because you look at the midfield and you've got Casemiro in it. You look in the defence and you've got Varane in it. You look up front and you've got a very fit and focused Marcus Rashford in it. Now, under Ollie, it was McFred, and you knew that Norwich could beat that midfield. At centre back, you had Maguire and Lindelof, who were basically sucking their fullbacks in and their defenders back to cover the fact they've got no pace, forcing us not to press, forcing us to be a counter-attacking team. And that's why we were worried under Ollie, because we were always counter-attacking and we were always vulnerable. Under Ten Hag, we're more on the front foot. Got better players, we press higher, we want to get at teams. It's a total change in mindset. And yeah. Gary says Keane ain't impressed with United. Look, there's a long way to go, but we've already had 11 minutes, and United, Everton, I don't think they've been near our half, really. Everton now having a bit of an attack. Mikalenko. But the great thing about this United side is as well that now we're in front. Don't stand off. Damari Gray! What a save by De Gea. I thought it was in. I really thought he'd beat him here. Did he hit the post? I thought he'd beat him here. You can't stand off Damari Gray like this. Eriksen's got to get a lot tighter. Don't give him a shot. I mean, does it hit the post and hit De Gea? Yeah. Beats him. Corner. Post, not save. I think it hit the post and then hit De Gea. You can't stand. That's bad midfielding by Eriksen. You can't give any player that much of a chance on the edge of the box. Big chance for Everton. Got a little bit lucky. I don't know. Yeah, we just stood off him, let him have a shot. Tarkowski. Well in by Varane. Cleared by Casemiro. Hey, that's a foul, ref. Oh, for fuck's sake. What a stupid goal. What a stupid goal. It's a bloody foul. That's a foul. Oh. Well, I did say it'd be 2-1. Watch this back. I think Casemiro gets fouled. Watch. Little flick. Casemiro gets there first. Well, is it a foul? He uses his body. Oh, it's just a stupid goal, isn't it? Morpay with the cross shot through De Gea's legs. Oh, just a bad goal. I think he was just a bit strong on Casemiro. It's a weird goal to concede because it's 3 of our best players. Just shows you they're not robots. Casemiro gets bullied. Varane doesn't stop the cross, and De Gea lets it go through his legs. 3 errors from 3 of our best players. Football, eh? Well, we've got a bit of a game on our hands now. Happy New Year, everyone. TalkSport reported that we got a deal in place for Abubakar. I'm not talking about Abubakar anymore, Paul. I've never heard such shite in all my life. And if we've gone with that, if we're bringing him on loan on the 6th of January, we may as well fucking quit now. I mean, it's basically Ronaldo's... Well, it's the guy they've got rid of to bring Ronaldo in, isn't it? Well, Everton giving a lifeline back into this. Oh, Anthony, I'll read it because it's a super chat, but he says that's why we need a new goalkeeper, piss poor. Anthony, I'm not going to rise to your shite. People like you don't deserve to support Manchester United. You absolute cretin. I mean, we need a new goalkeeper because of an error. Like, this ain't FIFA. This ain't Football Manager. People make mistakes. He saved us 3 goals on Tuesday night against Bournemouth. He made 3 world-class saves. Like, I think people are robots. People make mistakes. Casemiro should have been stronger. Martial should have just scored. Varane should have stopped the cross, and De Gea should have done better on the front post. People make mistakes. People make mistakes. There is no perfection in the human football. It's not a computer game. Martial should have scored there. Good save by Pickford. Good pass by Rashford, and should have been 2-1. Good game though. Roy Keane put the curse on De Gea. Oh, Roy Keane will be bloody loving it, won't he? He'll be loving it. Thanks everyone for tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. James says we don't need a keeper. All players make mistakes. Just it's a weird mistake. You just wonder why he didn't just kick it out for a corner. He's got to get it out. He'll get it out of his head. He's a top goalkeeper. He'll get it out of his head. I blame the ball. My God, we need a striker so bad, says Sean. Martial is so bad, I honestly can't believe people rate him. What does he do well? I genuinely think Martial's problem is sharpness. Triggered Salt says De Gea was not at fault. Pipe down. Jasper, thank you very much for the super chat. De Gea does tend to make errors against Everton. Here he is, Martial. Oh, I tell you what, he was unlucky there. He sent Pickford the wrong way. Come on, I'll tell you what, this is a good game though. I know United scoring first was great, but actually sometimes you want a bit of a challenge, don't you? And I think this is a bit of a challenge for Man United. We don't want a replay. Fuck no. We definitely do not want a replay, and it will go to a replay. My bloody Anthony celebrations ruined. Here's Delo. Get rid of this. Oh, shut up, Mohammed. I'm not. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. I'm not. I won't just read out shit. Oh, but it's a democracy. People can say what they like. No, I've been doing this for 7 years. Some people just say it because they want to feel. They just want to talk shit. I can tell a troll comment from a real comment. Anthony. I predicted 2-1 to United. I think there might be more goals in it than this. I think Delo and Anthony look like they're linking up better. Oh, come on, Anthony, switch up a bit. Switch up a bit. 20 minutes, 1-1. Why do they keep showing the same bearded Everton fan and the old retro top? It's getting on my tits. Come on, here we go. Oh, good recovery there. Oh, ref. Casemiro's left it in on him. I tell you what, I thought Casemiro was going to come off worse there. Anana and Casemiro, they've had 1 or 2 already. And I'd like to see the replay on this because Casemiro didn't take any shit at all here. Let's have a look. Anana. Nah, nothing in that. Just won a 50-50. Casemiro's not a dirty player. He wins the ball and he hurts the player. Good tackle, that. Have that. We need games like this so we can work towards the City game and really turn on the style next week, says Sammy. Martial misses so many chances, it's shocking. How many years of waiting for potential to pay off? Come on, spot on. I don't think you're spot on there. I just think Martial, it's a sharpness thing. I think he's had a very disrupted season. Didn't go to the World Cup. I think he'll be all right in a couple of weeks if he can stay fit. Your delusion about David, says Akash, he is great shot stopper but not par with the proper modern goalkeeper with deserve change. Mate, I'm not going to waste my time putting you in your place. Suffice to say, football's not for you. He's made 1 mistake this season and we're in January. His distribution has been superb. His shot stopping has been fantastic. Our defence has been superb. He's made 1 mistake in January and you want to use it as a reason to, toss yourself off to your own stupid agenda, basically. I watch every Man United game, and anyone with a brain watches every Man United game. And David De Gea has been fantastic for United this season. You might not like him. Maybe you voted for Brexit. I don't know. I don't know what your reasons are, but he's been brilliant this season, and he's made a mistake. We're not living in a computer-generated game. People will make mistakes. Marcus Rashford will miss a penalty or an open goal. It happens. Malacia with the cross. I will admit it's took the wind out of United's sails a little bit. I think at 1-0 we were looking good, we were cruising, and I think that's the problem, isn't it? Sometimes you're playing better, you're creating good chances. The opposition aren't really doing much. They go up the other end. They don't have to work for a goal. It's 1-1, and suddenly they get a bit galvanised by it. Good play out from the back there. Varane to De Gea and then into Delo. I like the way we play out from the back now as well. Quick. Reckon says De Gea did it on purpose to make it more exciting. Spot on says, I understand that Martial has been stop-start because of injuries, but how many chances has he missed in the last week, let alone this match 20 minutes in? I'll let you know my goalkeeper in Football Manager makes plenty of mistakes as well, says NYYK. And Mark, is there a website to see live stats like passing shots, tackle, etc. for each player, says Stuart Walker? I'm sure there is plenty. Check out OneFootball. Link's in the description. It's free. Download it. Have a look on there. They've got it all on there. David De Gea has saved this team so much. Haters need to relax, says Brian. Can we just watch the game and stop talking about De Gea and Martial? I mean, I don't mind talking about it for a couple of minutes, but it's really not that deep, and we're watching a game of football, and I think it sort of exposes you as not really a football purist if you're still going on about something that happened 10 minutes ago. Let's move on, and there'll be things going on in this game that we're going to miss if we just keep talking about Martial and David De Gea. How many points can United get from City and Arsenal? Also, do you think United should go for Dumfries? No, Arhan. We've got no money. How are we going to buy Dumfries for 30 million when we couldn't afford Gakpo for 37? Vervent says, go and support another team, you knobheads. It's all going off a little bit in the chat. Oh, Cardiff against Leeds at 1:15 on Sunday. I won't be watching that. Tell you what Martial needs. He needs a goal, just like Anthony. Needs a goal. I've played the game. And Martial is French. So it's like Pogba for me. I've played the game, and all French players are crap. Mark, I won't have a bad word said about the ref tonight. He's my uncle, so every decision he makes is the right one, says Brendan. Really? Imagine if he was. To be honest, I thought it was a foul by Casemiro by Onana. And I think some referees would have given a foul. But when you watched it back, it was just a very strong shoulder barge. And I'm not going to moan about it. I thought it was a foul. I looked at it, and the referee has decided it's not a foul. It's a bit inconsistent. But what's going on here? Godfrey and Rashford. Why is the GOAT Maguire not starting, says Mohammed? Referee's having a word. Well, we'd like to see a replay. Nothing. Nothing. Storm in a teacup. Will the FA Cup go to penalties, says Liz. Thanks for the super... no, it wasn't a super chat. It was just a normal chat, Liz. Thank you very much. Apparently it goes to replays because the week after next is designated FA Cup replays, which is why we're not playing Leeds or Palace as one of our games outstanding. So 27 minutes gone here. Everton have definitely been galvanised by the goal. And another player's just gone down here. Bruno. I don't think there was anything sinister. Name one top keeper who doesn't make mistakes. Says, oh yeah. Mate, I've played the game. And he's booked Bruno. I played the game. Remember Alisson? Was it last year? He made a mistake in about 4 games in a row. Keepers make mistakes. Oh, I tell you what. That was bad by Bruno. I don't think it was on purpose, but he did scrape down the back of his leg. That would have hurt. Billy says it's a deserved yellow. Depends what the intent is, Billy. I'm gonna have a stretch. I'm gonna do some kick-ups as well. The FA Cup ball is calling me. Well, I'm not going to be very good tonight, I'm telling you. I did like 50 last night. Oh, I'm in trouble straight away. Oh, 26. Not a good start. Bit of exercise in a stream. It's always good. We might have another go in the second half. Nice ball out to Luke Shaw. The wind has been taken out of United's sails a little bit by the equaliser, and Everton have gained confidence. Rashford's just holding on to the ball a little bit too much there. Casemiro wins it back. Of course he does. Of course he does. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. And every morning at 10 o'clock with the latest news and transfer news. So get involved. You're all very, very welcome. Thanks for tuning in tonight. JP just says, are you happy that Ronaldo's gone? I don't think any United fan is happy that Ronaldo's gone. I think it was right that he went, but I don't think anyone's happy that he's gone. It's sad the way it ended, but United are better off without Ronaldo, and I think Ronaldo's better off without United as well. It's sad, but the team is better without a player that's frustrated. So the important thing for United is that we replaced Ronaldo, and we didn't replace Cavani. And people say, well, we did. We replaced him with Martial. We didn't. Martial was here last year, and we loaned him out. So we didn't replace Cavani, and we haven't replaced... Here we go, Ericsson, lay it off. Anthony again, good shot, good block. Everton fan here, but no hate towards Man United from me. Hope you have a good game and good luck to you, says Mad Hatter James. I'd love to know what you think about Lampard, Mad Hatter James. Here we go. Anthony, it's got to be quicker. Still got it. Lay it off, lay it off. Bruno, go. Martial. Malacia. Wasn't a good layoff. Luke Shaw's there. Lovely. Well done, Luke Shaw. Good tempo. Nice ball. Bruno. Oh, can't commit the tackle because he's on a yellow. And now Everton come away. Left-hand side. Damari Gray. Good play by Varane. Still got it, though. Would you rather play coach or commentate at the next Sidemen charity match, says Ali? Play coach or commentate? I'd like to play. I wouldn't mind doing any of them, but I'd like to play. Rashford with a shot from distance. Yeah, I'd like to play. I wouldn't mind playing in goal or centre-back. Is there a player that has been successful in their second spell at United, says EG? Mark Hughes. That comes to mind straight away. There will be others. Mark, thoughts on Beckham's son joining Brentford on loan, says Joel. I presume he's good because Brentford are quite good. Paul Scholes had a second time. Yes, Co, you're right, yeah. Is Jay done with the United stand, says Kenneth? And you're too old to play, says Million Hawk. Mate, did you see Mr. Beast? He's shit. I could play better than him at 69. Don't know why I thought about that age, but... yeah, I am getting old, but have you ever played football with somebody who's really, physically fit, but has never kicked a ball in their life? They may as well be 90. Like, there's a lot to be said for being able to play the game. And I've played the game. So there was some right shit on that pitch. But, it was for charity and it was good, but I could definitely play. 100%. 100%. I could play in that midfield like Michael Carrick and just pull the strings. I might only be able to play for about 5 minutes. Mark, why don't you read my super chat, says Somya. I might have just missed it, but I read that one. Thank you very much. Everton on the attack here. Damari Gray, they've got an overlap with Mikalenko. Puts a cross in. It's a decentish cross, back post, Coleman. Everton are certainly becoming more... good tackle again. Don't know who that was who went down. I think it was Bruno, but it's Anthony. Look at Rashford. Get onto your left foot. Oh, he's too left-footed. That's going to be a problem for him, you know. And Casemiro plays a bad pass. Romeo Beckham has joined Brentford B team, not the first team, says Sam the man. Malacia off, Martinez on, Shaw goes to left back, says Ash G. I think that will happen at some point, yeah. Leighton says, do you think Rashford's holding on to the ball too much? I think Rashford's just confident. You know, he's a player in form and he always likes to hold on to the ball. I don't mind him doing it every now and again. Your thoughts on backup centre-back, Maguire versus Lindelof, says Hans. I want someone better than that, but this season I'd probably go with Lindelof. Sly says, thoughts on players changing from France to Algeria? I didn't know that they did. Who's Man United's most important player? Says Connell. For me, well, what do you think in the chat? I think United's most important player is Casemiro at the moment because he's playing in the most important position, and midfield's where the game's won and lost. So refreshing to see a CDM and Casemiro always available themselves for a pass when playing out from the back. Hopefully Scooby-Doo is watching and learning, says Basil. Well, it's been a funny old game, this. United started off fantastically well with an early goal. You felt that we'd get the second and then we'd be in cruise control. Admittedly, a bad mistake by the keeper, and it's 1-1. And Everton have grown in confidence. It reminds me a little bit of the Arsenal-Newcastle game the other night. Arsenal started like a freight train, and I thought they were going to be like 2 or 3-0 up in the first 10 minutes. Newcastle survived, and then they grew into the game. Bruno's limping. It looks all right now. Doesn't pick up many injuries, Bruno, thankfully. Drew, thank you very much for the super chat. Glenn says, what are your thoughts on Anthony getting to the highest level without a right foot? Oh, lovely play by Varane. Skills by Varane. Casemiro put the cross in. It's a shame that didn't lead to a goal. Bruno's holding his hamstring, says Seb. He's all right now. He's fine. See, Maguire can do his skills in training. Varane does them on the pitch. Do you think Cal the Dragon could do a job in goals for United, says Rory? It would be an interesting watch. Bloody hell, Varane just sent Idrissa Gueye back to... I know he said Everton, but he's back at Everton. PSG. Interesting. I don't think Ten Hag looks particularly happy, does he? He'll be frustrated. They started off well, 1-1, and the last thing he wants is a replay. The last anybody wants is a replay. We're exciting to watch again. Win, lose or draw. No more boring games, says Carter. Please subscribe, by the way. Click the button in the bottom right-hand corner. We're close to 546, 500. We're only about 40 away. Why does Varane run like that, says Mohammed? Well, he's been doing it for many years, mate, and it's never caused him any issues, has it? When has Ten Hag ever looked happy? Well, that's probably a fair point. I remember Henrik Larsson being great value loan. Is there a similar veteran to loan right now, says Sumya? Is Eriksson? I was right behind that. We all were. It was on TV. Right behind this by Eriksson. And I tell you what, with his left foot, you just want this to go in. Oh. It's so close to being in the top corner. Skims the bar. Somya, I don't think we need a player like... I don't think there is a player like Henrik Larsson. I don't think we need one. That would have been a worldie. Absolute worldie. Why don't we buy a striker already, says Aziz. That would have been a cracking goal. Absolutely incredible. Wasn't to be. Why does Varane waddle? I've never noticed this Varane running thing. I think we've got some horrible people tonight. It's Friday night. What's your problem? Just arsey because you've got a weekend on your own. Why are people being so horrible to people? Dan says that Varane's got a knee disease. Lucky to be a footballer. Watch his documentary. Mentality is another level. There you go. I've never heard such bitterness in my life. I think we've got a lot of people watching tonight who are just in a bad mood. Isn't there some sort of experiment about the week after New Year's Eve is the most bitter bastard time in the world? I think there's something about it. Oh, look at the way Varane runs. I think he runs better than Maguire. Maguire runs like he's a bloody puppet. He puts his arms and his legs out and goes like that. I'm just as bad as you lot now, aren't I? I've just realised. Let's pick on Sterling for the way he runs. Or Haaland. January Blues, Mark, says Luke 82. It is. Nice ball by Martial. Crunch him, Delo. He's having a good game, Damari Gray. Close him down, Luke. He'll shoot. Keeper's got it. Keeper's got it. Drew says, I'm delighted United play football that I enjoy. The last few years were hard to watch, but this year has been refreshing, having a coach with a plan. I agree. Why do we have so many games where we create like 9 chances and score none, says Joshua. And can you please wish my mate Varun on his new home, says Somya. There you go. Porto owns you, Goldbridge, says Gonzalo. You don't. I'm not even over that. I can't even joke about it. Yeah, let's leave that one. Stephen's got COVID and he's in an alright mood. Rest up, pal. Jan says that Damari Gray is decent. Damari Gray is a typical winger. He's a typical winger. Harvey Barnes, Ashley Young, typical winger who on their day, they're brilliant, but they only have their day once or twice every 10 games. Here's Rashford. He's going to shoot. Pass. He has got to pass a little bit more, Rashford, sometimes. I think he is getting a bit too greedy. Martial. And there's nothing wrong with being a bit greedy, but at the highest level, they say under 14s football, you've got to pass. I can feel Everton growing into this game, says Sakari. Well, there was a good question before about Anthony and whether he can make it at the highest level being so one-footed. You can. There's plenty of examples of players who've been very good with 1 foot, but I do feel that he needs a little bit of work on his right foot, because to me, I didn't realise this. Glenn Brown, thanks for the super chat. He is very, very doesn't want to use his right foot. Smart having Casemiro push up in the 10 area. Everton are binding the midfield and are strictly playing through grey wingers, says Tampa. Thank you very much for the tactical oversight there. How long is the referee going to add on? Casemiro's on the attack. Another good game from Casemiro. Nice ball to Anthony. You see, takes it on his left foot. Delo. Go on, whip it. Oh, he refused it. I hate that. And we lose the ball. 2 minutes added on. Sean Turner says, serious question. If Kane was in this United side, would have more goals than Haaland in the league? No. No. He'd score goals, but he wouldn't have as many as Haaland because we don't actually, Sean, if you think about it, we don't actually create anywhere near the chance. If you're a Man United striker, you don't get 4 or 5 chances a game. Haaland probably does. Even last night, he had, in a very tight game against Chelsea, I can still think of 3 chances he had. Is it just me, or does Bruno seem to be just drifting through these games, says Alec. The passing is crap, says Bobby. And Ian Robin was incredible winger with 1 foot. Exactly, Brian. Good example. Ridiculously one-footed. There you go. There's a question for you. Ridiculously one-footed goats. I'm not talking about the one in the field. I'm talking about fantastic footballers who were one-footed. He wasn't fantastic, but Ashley Young used to play left back. I think his left foot was for standing on. That's not a bad cross. Oh, well up. Come on, second ball. Di Maria won the World Cup with 1 foot, says Dennis. Hi, Mark. Do you know how long the contract with Adidas and Man United is? Would you prefer, again, Nike, says Leon? But no, I've got for half time. I've got a funny feeling that it's 2025. I don't know why I think that. Jessica says, I want Garnacho on in the second half. The lad has energy and fight. I think we might see him on in the second half, Jessica. I think we might do. But, and sorry for missing your first super chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's half time here, and it's Manchester United 1. And it's Everton 1. And a good start from United. An error on the goal. We have to acknowledge that. These things happen. But United need to get back into the game. I've played the game. And looking at the stats, you can't argue with that, can you? We've had 56% possession. We've had 10 shots to their 2. 3 on target to their 1. 2 corners to their 1. We've not passed the ball as much. I'd expect United normally to be around the 350 passes at half time. I don't think we've passed the ball as much. But 88% accuracy isn't too bad. Everton are certainly having to do more work than us, and they're basically playing on the counter. So the job is there for United in the second half to go and get the win. I mean, look, Everton are so bloody desperate, they probably wouldn't mind a replay back at Goodison Park. And I will just say this as well. What a joke. What an absolute joke. We are in the midst of the most ridiculously scheduled league in living memory. We've had a World Cup in November. People have had to play 3 games a week before it. They're going to have to play 3 games. They had to start at the start of August. They're going to have to play till the end of May. And we're still living in a world where the English FA want 3rd round replays and 2 semi-final legs in the Carabao Cup. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Why have we got replays and why have we got 2-legged Carabao Cup semi-finals? It's stupid. Zane says, you're struggling against the pub team. How will you cope with Arsenal? And Mark, have you seen we're linked to Abubakar? Only about 10 times from you lot in the chat. I don't believe it. Hi, Mark. Greetings from Iceland. Do you think we'll go for Depay? I heard he wants to leave Barcelona and enjoy United. I want us to get João Felix. I think Ten Hag wants João Felix. But if United can't afford João Felix, we could end up with Memphis. We could end up with Abuka. We could end up with fuck knows what. Can I see your shoe in your background, please, says Triggered Salt. And playing like a group of individuals, not a team, says Caleb. I think United just need to pass the ball a bit better. I think there's been a few times Rashford's done it, Bruno's done it, Anthony's done it. The pass is on and they just hold on to the ball for a little bit too long. But John says the Gea haters are coming out the cave, don't get it. Mate, I'll tell you something for free. Everyone's praising Luke Shaw at the moment. I guarantee you, if Luke Shaw gave a penalty away in the last minute and we went out, the Luke Shaw haters would come out as well. These people don't disappear. They don't change their mind. They just have to shut up for a bit. But as soon as there's a little bit to have a moan about, they're in. Hi, Mark. Looking forward to getting Sancho back. I do like Anthony, but I feel like cutting in is the only thing he can do, says Lewis. It's still adjusting. I'm just going to do what I was asked to do. So this is a trainer I got offered to be made by Acrylic Kicks on Instagram. So it's an Air Force white Nike trainer, and then it's got the United Stand logo on it, as you can see. Never been worn. No, never been worn. And very nice. So if anybody wants to do stuff like that for us, you're very welcome. We can use it. I've got lots of shelf space. I can mix and match. It's very nice. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right hand corner to do that. Will we see any changes at half time? I personally would expect Martinez to come on just to give him some game time. I don't know that I would put Luke Shaw at left back. I think I would probably put Luke Shaw on the bench and give him a rest. Would I make any other changes? You can't really make any changes in the midfield that are going to strengthen you. If you bring Fred and McTominay on, it's going to galvanise Everton. You can't really make any changes in the attack apart from what Jessica said, which is bring Garnacho on. So this is why we need to be active in the transfer market, because we will have. It's all right. It's all right if you're 2-0 up against everybody at half time, and then you just make subs for fitness reasons. But what about if you're losing at half time? What about if you're drawing at half time? What changes do you make then? That's when the lack of squad problems come in. This is why I'm not convinced we'll get top 4. Because what happens in games like this, where you 1-1 at Ellen Road and you need to change it, and you've got no options. So I just don't think we've got the squad depth. And I agree, it would be nice to be thinking about taking Martial off on the 60th minute if he doesn't do any better. But what have you got? Alanga or Garnacho? Well, you can put Rashford down the middle and you can put Garnacho on the left. But even if you've got Sancho, it's not a replacement for Martial. So we desperately do need more options. Even if Martial does suddenly get into form, we still need more options. Mark, would you ever get the go fast stripe on the right-hand side? I think it would bring out your eyes more, says Rory C. And Mark, why wouldn't the new owners ask to invest in January to score top 4, says Hasher? Don't know. See that 1L on Arsenal's record? Let's remember who that was from, says DA. Great answer. Salem, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. And also, Zane, you play to the level of your opponent. We will have to lower standards for Arsenal, says Brian. It's begun. It's begun. It's begun. I can't wait. I can't wait to play Man City and Arsenal. But I'm realistic. Like, Everton aren't that good, and we've got a very strong team out tonight. And the goal was a mistake, but a mistake could be a dodgy penalty. A goal could be a deflection. Like, we've got to, in many ways, that mistake's a good thing, because it's a scenario that Ten Hag gets to see. And how we respond to being 1-0 up and playing well to 1-1, we need to see that. Awesome, AF1, can I make you a pair of for charity? Says Triggered Soul. Yeah, you can, yeah. And that's inexcusable, says Jen. I don't know what you're talking about. Squad isn't good enough, says CY. We need Felix badly, says Caliso. Every player makes a mistake. I'm not talking about the De Gea thing anymore, or Martial. I think we've spoken about it enough in the first half. Mistakes happen, and it's not that deep as far as I'm concerned. Delow's been a bit quiet, says Jocelyn. I mean, that's something I'm happy to talk about. I don't know whether people grasp this, because if you play FIFA, a player comes into your team and they play like they did in the last game. Nate says you're beautiful. I don't know about that. But Delo hasn't played football for a month, nearly. So I don't know whether anybody remembers when Wayne Rooney used to play for United. When Rooney got injured, he might be out for 3 weeks, but you knew he was out for 6 weeks, because he'd get injured and then he'd take about 3 weeks to get back to being fit. Rooney. He was one of the worst players for, after an injury, he's getting his match sharpness back. And some players are like that. A lot of players are like that. And I think, I've said this about Martial, like, he didn't go to the World Cup, and I think it showed. Rashford did, Varane did, Bruno did, Casemiro did, and these players have played really well. I think there is a match fitness issue with some of our players, and that's logical with someone like Delo, because Delo hasn't played for a few weeks. Harrison says, have you heard about Abu Bakar? Joking. Cheers, pal. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Matty says, I see Anthony is clearly marked as the scapegoat on Twitter. Delo is leaving Anthony so isolated. Malacia is not offering enough offensively either, says Matty. I think Anthony and Delo look a lot better than Wan-Bissaka and Anthony. There seems to be more of a rhythm there. But look at the stats. I think United are doing okay. I think there's a lot. I think the final ball could be better. Mark, even you laugh. What Keane said about De Gea, says Robert McCormack. I think me and Roy Keane are going to fall out. I don't get why he's attacking De Gea. I don't. Look, he did it before the game. I've said it before, and I'm going to say something very serious now. I get fed up of ex-players having agendas that they will not drop. And it's got nothing to do with ability. They will not drop. And if you check the passport of these players that they have an agenda against, 9 times out of 10, it's a foreign passport. And 9 times out of 10, the people they back have a British one. Tell me I'm wrong. We see it all the time. I can't be arsed with agendas. I've played the game. Look at his agendas. All the time, it's the same types of players. And, I've got no time for it. The trouble with an agenda is you can't have a proper debate. Like, somebody mentions Anthony and he's very left-footed, and we have a good conversation about it. I like Anthony, but, he is very left-footed and he needs to adapt. Delo's been a bit quiet. I like that sort of conversation. But agenda, it's just boring. You're never gonna go anywhere with it, are you? Some people can't stand Martial, some people can. It's never going to change. We're never going to move the conversation forward. Kay says, may I say what a smashing blouse you have on? What's your favourite British comedy? Mine is Dad's Army and Bottom. Also, you're fond of Madness. I don't like any of those things. I don't like Dad's Army, I don't like Bottom, and I don't like Madness. We're not going to get on, Kay. I used to like Bottom when I was quite juvenile, but I grew out of it. Dad's Army, boring, and Madness, didn't find them very mad at all. Anu says, hi Mark, in all honesty, do you agree that Elanga would be the difference maker? Fucking hell, some people are on a different planet tonight. They really are. They really are. But you know what, as well, this is why when people say to me, why are you saying we're not going to get top 4? I'm saying I want us to get top 4, but I'm just being realistic. And the hilarious thing is that for the last week, when I've been doing live shows, all I've heard is, we are title contenders. We could win 2 trophies. And I'm like, okay, I'm sat here at half time. We've played well against Everton. We made a mistake, a rare mistake. It's 1-1. We're still the better team. And I can see people saying Malacia is shit. Anthony is shit. Delo's shit. Martial's shit. De Gea's shit. And I'm like, just half a game where we're not winning, and in an FA Cup game that some people think we shouldn't even bother trying on, and suddenly it's all doom and gloom again. And I know it's the modern game, I know it's social media, I know it's society, but it's bloody tiring. People make mistakes. People have off games. I've been watching the game for a very long time, and I'll tell you now, even the 99 team that won the treble, there were games, it might shock you, there were games that season where Roy Keane wasn't that good. There were games that season where Beckham had a stinker. It happens. There were games that season where Schmeichel cost us a goal. The fact there was quite a few. It baffles me that people think that people can't make mistakes or people can't have a bad game. That's what makes you great. That's why you get to be Casemiro, because you are brilliant most games. That's why you are world class. Not everybody's world class. In fact, very few people are. I've been slow to accept United is improving. However, under Ten Hag, I see the current squad gelling more and more. Great coaching is starting to give me hope, says Cole. Welcome to the Members Club, Matthew. Martial has actually been really good in our build-up play. The opposite movements with him and Bruno is really good, says Kizza. Half decent back four. Come on, United for the win. Way the other teams are playing, possibly fourth or fifth, says Amzal. Look, I liked that comment about Anthony Martial because I say this about Martial all the time, and you've got to, if you can't, look, people watch football at a different level. This is the world. Like, people watch films at different levels. You know, some people really like Fast and Furious. Some people really like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. You know, a really in-depth, make you think spy thriller, or a couple of people driving fast in a car. You know, some people will watch absolute shit like EastEnders, and some people want to watch, you know, a brilliant series like The Sinner. Everybody goes in at different levels, and at football, people go in at different levels. Some people dive in at the deep end and want to explore. Some people jump at the shallow end and say, why is it only 1-1? And my point is that if you watch, and sometimes you're better equipped to do this at the game, but you can still do it on TV, but the best place to do it is at the ground. And I'm always envious of people who get to watch all the games at the ground, because you can just follow a particular player. And I used to do that as a kid. But if you follow Anthony Martial, and it's not always easy to do it on the TV, he does way more work. Like, Rashford is having a better game than Martial, because when he gets on the ball, he does things. But Rashford doesn't do anywhere near, or Anthony doesn't do anywhere near what Martial does off the ball. Martial will make runs to create space for other people. Martial will run the channels. Martial will battle the two centre-backs to occupy them. Martial will hold the ball up. He'll do the little link-up plays. You know, he does a lot of work, but because he misses the one-on-one, he's having a shit game. Now, he should score the one-on-one, but it doesn't take away from the fact that he does do a lot of work that I guarantee you Ten Hag appreciates. Tired of these fans switching up every half an hour, says Josh. Do you think Eric Ten Hag might play Casemiro, Martinez in Casemiro's position? This is a growing fan theory, John, but I've not seen any substance to it yet. Bradley says the team is playing well. I just think it's all a bit rushed at the moment. If we take more care with the ball in the final third, we'll win. Good one, Bradley. And Luke says, what on earth has Roy Keane done to his face? He looks like a cross between Ned Flanders and Rod Burgundy, says Burt Reynolds from Wish. I'm going to use that in a minute. Akshay, thank you very much. I've just tweeted it there. Only people who are watching this will get it. Right, second half's about to start. No changes. Let's go get this, Man United. Good to see Bruno coming out for the second half, by the way. A few people were a little bit concerned that he might be carrying an injury. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. Get involved with the channel. United Stand. The biggest Manchester United community in the world. And you're what makes it great. You're legends, the lot of you. So make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Harry Maguire just gave Pickford a cuddle in the tunnel. They're best mates, Toho. No, nothing wrong with that. He should go to Everton. That'd be a good move for Maguire, seriously. Nice ball into Martial here. Made a good run again, you see. Bruno. Cross comes in. Delo goes wide to Anthony. Don't you think an informed Sancho will offer more than Anthony, says Michelle. No, I don't like this, Michelle. I don't like this. I think we've got to stop doing this because the Ten Hag would hate it. We've got to stop having player FC. We've got to stop. I like Sancho, I don't like Anthony. I like Anthony, I don't like Sancho. They play for the same team, and we'd be better off, you know, if Anthony's having a bad game, bring Sancho on. If Sancho's having a bad game, bring Anthony on. There's a bad tackle on Iwobi here by Malacia. Ooh, it's a good tackle, but it's just the way. Watch his foot. Oh, he actually treads on Malacia's tackle. It's not a bad tackle. It's just the way he falls. I want to see Sancho back because I like Sancho, and I want to see Sancho fighting Rashford and Antony on each wing. I don't really care who starts. You know, there's probably 3 or 4 players in that team that I have to see starting, and then the rest of them I don't really care. I'd go on form. You know, if Malacia turns into a better left back than Luke Shaw, I want Malacia to start. I don't have. But you've got to have 2 good left backs. I see it. I see us as a squad, but we've not been a squad for so long. I think people forget this. Luke, welcome to the Members Club. I think people forget that what we're trying to achieve is a squad of 20 players that we like and trust, and we've not had it for 10 years. You've always got what your ideal of what your best players are, but you know you need a squad of players that you really like, and you know. It's not Sancho or Antony, it's Sancho and Antony. Like, oh, Sancho's starting today, go for it. And Antony's coming on, go for it. That's what we want. The problem is, you look at someone like Elanga and you go, he's just not showing anything. It's a drop-off. He needs to go on loan. You look at that, you look at McTominay, it's a massive drop-off from Casemiro. You look at Lindelof and Maguire, it's a massive drop-off from, well, Shaw, Martinez and Varane at the moment. So what we want is 4 centre-backs that we really like. And we might have our best 2, but if one of them gets injured, someone else comes in and, you back them. I mean, Wes Brown was brilliant. Wes Brown was brilliant for this. Wes Brown was at Manchester United when we had Rio and Gary Neville and Vidic and Evra. And, if one of them was out, Wes Brown could play and you were more than happy with it. But he wasn't necessarily a starter. If Arsenal wins the FA Cup and not Man United, it'll be thanks to Oxford. Arsenal won an FA Cup when they last played Oxford, says Claydon. And looks like Decore is going to come on for Iwobi here. He is injured. What do you think of Martial's positioning? My opinion is he doesn't look very dangerous today. I think his runs have been very intelligent. Another bad injury at Old Trafford. And, I feel like I should do some keep-ups to make people not think about it. But this is an FA Cup ball, by the way. If anyone wants to send me any balls, let's see how many we can do. $50! Get in. Quick 50. In my slippers, in a very confined space, with not great lighting. That's the thing that stops me going to 100. If I was outside, I'd do 100. But the lighting's shit. Yeah, second bad injury at Old Trafford in the space of a few days. Donny, now Iwobi. Big loss for Everton as well. So Decore comes on. Hi Mark, is the FA Cup ball by any chance? Is that an FA Cup ball? Thanks Muggy. I need to get the stats carousel rolling around here. Before I do that though, big shout out to OneFootball. Somebody was on about match stats and player stats. You can download OneFootball with your camera phone by scanning that QR code. It will work. Or you can go through the link in the description. It's free to download. It's available on Apple and Android. Link is in the description. You can get all your latest football news, transfer news, stats, all around the world. Free. Give it a go. Fantastic little app. Big shout out to OneFootball. So I'm going to get this stats carousel going round now, which has got the One Football sponsorship on it. And we've got a goal! It's an OG! It's an OG! It's an OG! And I think it's Rashford again who's the creator. He's on fire. He's on fire, Marcus Rashford. Someone call a fire engine. Someone called Fireman Sam. Because it's Rashford the creator again. When you need a friend in hand, Fireman Sam. Sam is the hit. Well, I don't know why I'm saying Fireman Sam, but Rashford's on fire here. Ball out on the left-hand side. Up against Coleman. See you later. See you later. Cross comes in. And it's Connor Cody who scores in front of the Stretford end for Manchester United in an Everton shirt. He's put it in his own net. Rashford's on fire. Your defence is terrified. Rashford on fire. Na 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 na. He's been the creator tonight. And you know what? What a finish, says Zane. But you know what as well? What's really important is mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. And Connor Cody's made a mistake there. And football has a real way of equaling itself out, doesn't it? We've been the better side. They got a lucky goal. We've got a lucky goal. It's 2-1. Balance has been restored. Good, yeah, but you know, Rashford's been scoring goals lately, but it's nice to see him being the creator off the left-hand side as well. 2 crosses into the box, 2 goals. I am absolutely convinced that his best position is off the left-hand side. I know there's talk of him going down the middle, and he can go down the middle, but I'd hate for him to turn into a down-the-middle player. I really think you go down the middle, look at Martial, so much of his game time is with his back to goal. Rashford's so good when he's running at goal. The only way you can do that is as a winger. Elliot, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Andrew says, any tips on keep-ups? Yeah, I've got loads. Let's have a look what happens here, though. Anthony shoots straight at the keeper. If you want to learn how to do kick-ups, I'll give you a little bit of a tip. Very basic tip, but I'll do it with my ball now. You should always try and do it one foot after the other. So I always go right, left. Oh, shit. That went wrong. I always teach myself. I always went right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. In the long term, it's better. Because loads of people will just go right, 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 right. And that's not a keep up. The keep up for me is right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay? So what you want to do is, if you've never done them before, is have it in your hand and just go 1, 1. And just get it to come back into your hands. And then go 1, no, I can't even do it myself. 1, 2, catch. 1, 2, catch. 1, and then just keep doing it like that and keep yourself working up. I'm actually crap. I can do 50. Piece of piss. I can't even do the practice anymore. I can't do 1, 2. I'll have another one of those tips tomorrow. I won't. United 2-1 up. Come on. I love it when you get a jammy goal. Opens the game up now as well. See, that's the thing about Rashford. He's had such a good game, but it doesn't always work. Hey, who saw my crossbar challenge at that charity game? Fuck it, I was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Can you do the Anthony spin? No, I get dizzy, Mac. It's a problem. Mark, can you upload the keep-up tips later? I don't think Maguire will be able to watch until after the match, Sean. I wonder how many keep-ups Harry Maguire can do, actually. Or McTominay. They should be able to do bloody hundreds of them, you know. And I'm sure they can. Glenn says, what's the percentage of getting Harry Kane in the summer? Well, if I said 50-50, that's still quite high. Good turn by Martial here. Tackled by Onana. He's a good player, that Onana, isn't he? I know Everton aren't having a good season, but I think that Onana looks very good. How old is Onana for Everton? I wouldn't take him at United yet, and I don't think Man City or Liverpool would be looking at him yet. But another year in the Prem, work on his passing, I think he could be a really good player. Paid good money for him, didn't they? 21. That's what I mean. Another year, he'll be going to a big club. Did you ever see Maradona doing keepy-uppits with an orange, says Kenneth? I've seen Hazard do it with an American football and then hit the crossbar. Have you seen that? Fucking hell. You know, that was amazing. Amazing. He does keep-ups with an American football on the halfway line. He does about 50 and then he looks at the goal, smacks it and hits the crossbar. You'd think it was edited. It's like that. Have you ever seen that clip of Beckham on the beach where he hits that ball in the bin about 100 yards away? That's clipped. That's definitely clipped. I mean, Beckham probably could do it, but I think it's clipped. But that Hazard thing, oh. Don't know about keep-ups, but he can balance the ball on his head for days with that slab, says Jake Marshall. Thank you very much for Super Chat, pal. The Hazard thing was fake. Oh, I've been done. Why fake it? You know, that's naughty, that is. That's bang on when you fake. That's disgusting when you fake it. Why let me think it was really good and then, you know, celebrate it and then I find out they fake it? What? Why fake it? What are you faking it for? I don't mind if, you know, it's disgust. I'm disgusted. Why fake it? So I've watched that and gone, Eden Hazard, who was a very good player, can do keep-ups with an American football and then hit the crossbar. And he's faked it. Why fake it? I don't get it. It's, you know, me faking it would be, I understand it, but why would Eden Hazard fake it? I don't think it was fake. Isaac said something about someone's wife. Yeah, I'm definitely getting, you know, actually, I do see me being taken out of context a lot. And I think what I just said about faking it could be a very good clip on something else, couldn't it? You know, I can almost see what's that guy's jokes? I can see it now. When you find out your missus faked it, and then they could play that clip of what I was doing. Looking handsome tonight as always, Mark, says Kai. Thank you very much. Mark, genuine. I mean, ugly people need a... Mark, genuine question. Would you rather host United stand or manage a club maybe in the Championship? Love from Delhi, says Nishank. I'd love to do... Stephen, thank you very much for the becoming a member. I'd love to manage a club. I'd love it. I'm sure we all would. But I'd massively miss this. Might need to shop for another left-back in the summer if Shaw keeps playing like this, says Ben. I'm caught between two worlds. I love Shaw in his natural position, but he's making a strong case for LCB, says Sumi. It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, I've never really... Two people in a row have mentioned it there. I feel we need to do a poll. But surely nobody wants this guy out of the team. I've never thought of it. Another yellow card there. Godfrey. Oh, he's on Rashford as well. Oh. Caught him on the shin. There's a poll for you. Should Luke Shaw stay at left centre-back? Yes or no? If you want to get one of these, by the way, we've put the link in the live chat. It's pinned in there. Rashford looks all right, thank God. More pain than an injury, really. Just got a kick to the shin. We don't want to see any injuries to Rashford. I think he's over his injury problems now, isn't he? But here's Bruno. Go on, Bruno. Into Anthony. Ooh, Bruno. Good ball. Go on, Casemiro. Yeah, my problem would be leaving Martinez out. I mean, I think if we didn't have Martinez and it was a choice between Maguire, Lindelof and Luke Shaw at left centre-back, I'd keep Malacia at left-back and put Luke Shaw at left centre-back, but we've got Martinez. Imagine Southgate picking Shaw at left centre-back ahead of Maguire for England. He won't do that, Michelle. I mean, he is the coach that picks his favourites, isn't it? If and when you decide to manage, please take me as assistant, says Nishank. I think I'd have to take Pies if you know. Player ratings you'll be able to do in what? About 10 minutes. I think I predicted 2-1. I think I predicted 2-1. Yeah, I did. We have a United Stand Predictor League, and just on United results, and I won it last year. I like him at left centre back, but we miss him going forward, says Brian. We could do with 2 Luke Shaws. I'll tell you what I do like though. What I will say is 64% of you would rather he went back to left back. 36% would keep him at centre back. What I do like, only replays in the 3rd and 4th round. That's odd, says Raz. Pies would be after your job from day one, says Joshua. He would. I'll tell you what I do like though. Luke Shaw as first choice left centre back, and then first choice left back. Great tackle by Varane, but he can't get the second one. Good save by De Gea with the feet. What a save that was by De Gea. What a save by De Gea that was. Show us the replay of that. I bet they fucking won't. I bet they won't show that. No, they showed the mistake about 100 times. I bet they won't show us the bloody replay. Knobheads. Agendas. Mark, I've got a big date tonight going mini golfing. Got any tips? Also, are you going to do watch-alongs when you're Man United manager? Says Justin. If you're going on a date playing mini golf, my recommendation is do not put your competitive edge to the side. Why lie from the start? If she's not very good, or he, could be a he, and you are better than them, don't take it easy on them. Annihilate them. Let them know that you are competitive. Right, here's the De Gea save. Varane makes a good tackle, but Coleman's there to support it. Great save with his foot. Got his angles perfect. They're knobheads. They've shown it once. They've shown the replay once, and they've not even shown the angle of the shot. We've seen the mistake about 50 times. Razmeister, thanks for subscribing. When we have Anthony on the pitch, we maintain width much better than having any other player on the right wing, and that allows others to exploit the space. Good one, Monk. What I was going to say is, though, what I would do with Luke Shaw is he'd be my first choice left back, but if Martinez gets injured or suspended, I'd move him to centre back and put Malacia in. So I'd have him as first choice left back, and I'd have Martinez and Varane. But if Martinez was out, I'd put Luke Shaw as the left-sided centre back. Which is not good news for Maguire or Lindelof, but I think it's better for us. I think Luke Shaw's been really good at left centre-back, and we've been better because we've got a left-footed, and I think that's why Ten Hag likes him. He wants the balance. Bruno's going to shoot from a long way out, and Pickford tips it over. Do we think we will get big sponsors next year, says Nicholas? If we've got new owners, yeah. I can't get enough of watching Casemiro, says Damien. It's just unreal. Great role model for anyone who plays that position. Someone in the chat just said, I can't believe you would beat your date at golf. Why be fake? Like, you know, I'm quite competitive. Why lie to them at the start? You know, show what you're really all about. I remember going down the park for a kickabout with my current wife, and you know, she said I used to be quite good at football at school. So we were having a bit of game of one-on-one, and she totally flukily nutmegged me and was running through on goal, and I ran back, slide tackled and won it. Mud all down her jeans. I had to go home and change. I didn't say it, but I felt like going, have it. It was a brilliant tackle. But lesson learned. Don't nutmeg me. I'll come back. And you know it's true in the chat. You can imagine me doing it. You know it. I don't need to make these things up. Decore gets booked. Still 25 minutes to go here. Still quite a lot left in this game. United trying to get the killer goal. No subs for United yet either. Ericsson with the cross. Keepers. Well, I think we probably should start to make some... We need to make some subs. So if Harry Maguire comes on for the last 12 minutes, he can say it was because of him and put it on his Instagram. Another win for Maguire. I'm only having a laugh. If you let them win, are they even winning? Says Triggered Salt. Exactly. Exactly. Mark, do you think we should have rested players today? I think if we'd rested players today with a strong team, it's 2-1 to Manchester United. If we'd rested a few players today, I think Charlton will beat with McTominay and Fred and Magaluf, but Everton, I don't think we would. What's this Abubakar gossips? Is cryptic? I don't know where it's coming from. Sounds like shit to me because I know we want Felix. I like how in control Man United played the last few games since you know who left. Not been playing like this for a while. Was he the problem? Thoughts, says Muzzy. No, I know you're talking about Ronaldo. I don't think Ronaldo was the problem. I think people go through life trying to find, one simple answer for a problem. And life's never like that. The traffic light system's not been out in 2023, so let's bring it out. Life's not red and green. It's everything in between. It's amber, red and green. And Ronaldo, we're better off without Ronaldo, and Ronaldo's better off without us. But he wasn't the problem. He was a problem, but he wasn't the problem. This team was grinding out results after Brentford and Brighton, 1-0 away from home. We built it on the defence. What's happening with this team is the more it plays together, the better it's getting. The pressing game is getting better. The chemistry is getting better. The focus is getting better. The intensity is getting better. We can't win the league though. So how can Ronaldo be the problem? Because we can't win the league. We need to add more as we develop and progress. Eaton says, does your wife think you're the GOAT on YouTube? No. And completely agree, Mark. Going to be Tiger Woods tonight, then raw like Casemiro when he tied it against Chelsea, says Justin. Go for it, Justin. Mark, have you noticed recently that a lot of players are slipping on the pitch at Old Trafford, says Jesus. It's probably well watered. Right, a couple of subs for United now. Garnacho and Fred. So Casemiro comes off. Probably won't see Casemiro now until Man City. I don't think he'll start against Charlton. I don't think he needs to. Martial's coming off as well. Another 70 minutes for him. Get the feeling that Ten Hag is managing his game time as well. So Rashford will go down the middle. And Garnacho will go on the left. And Fred will drop into the holding midfielder role. Could be a way back for Everton now. I wonder why McTominay's not coming on. Somebody did say that before the game, that Fred's clearly ahead of McTominay now, but he's not coming on, McTominay. Might still be recovering from his illness, but please do subscribe, by the way. We're only 200 away from 547,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. It's free to do. Little thing in the bottom left-hand corner, around there somewhere. Click it, subscribe. United Stand, massive community. You're very welcome. And we're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. So get involved. Here's Bruno on the break. Can he find a pass? Goes to Garnacho. Interesting stat about Garnacho. No matter how long he's on the pitch, he always creates something. Genius Nose says, do you ever feel like a manager watches your watch-along and makes tactical adjustments based on your opinions? I doubt it. I very much doubt it. That girlfriend story was hilarious, says C4 Carty. Well, I'm sure you'll see it on TikTok soon. Won't be on mine, though. Just be somebody nicking it. Player ratings are out. I will get that link in the video description for you. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. 72 minutes, yeah, they're out. I'm spinning around, move out of my way. I know you feel it 'cause I like it like this. It's funny, I was driving Seb to school this morning actually, and he was telling me about this lad I don't think it's in his class. I think like somebody in the playground who had been, lovely flick, back into Damari Gray as well. Everton moving through the gears here on the break. Damari Gray past Malacia. And it's a goal. Fucking hell. Skinned Malacia there. Absolutely skinned him. Bloody hell. Fucking hell. Bloody absolutely annihilates him. Absolutely annihilates him. He's offside, but there's no offside, is there? There's no offside in the FA Cup. Oh, it's probably nearly 2 offsides. Well, there's nothing De Gea can do here because it's just blasted across the goal. And I think it's offside. Oh no, we have got, yes, VAR, offside, get in, take it off. Fist pump. Keeper, the ref even did a fist pump. I love VAR, get in. Get in VAR. Hey, OG and VAR, I don't know what my favourite capital letters are tonight, but they're both goats. In fact, let's do a poll. OG or VAR, who's the best? They've both done a great job for us tonight. I've done a bit of a jokey poll for you, but you can vote in it. It's all done in letters. What's OG mean? Own goal. God, you've not been around football much if you don't know what an OG is. Some people think an OG is the original GOAT though, so to be fair. Ericsson. Crosses in. And to be honest, if that had been given as a goal, and to be fair, it wasn't because it was offside, that's just area of improvement for Malacia, really. It's... what's he giving a foul for here? Got the ball. That's the fucking ball. Never a foul. I'm with you, Kevin. That's never a foul. But yeah, no, people forget as well, it's like the De Gea mistake in the first half. People forget Malacia's a young player in his first few months at the club. I remember Patrice Evra in his first few months at the club. Martinez is on. Let me just... there we go. His first few months, Evra was not very good. And he grew into one of the best left-backs we've ever had. Malacia's developing as well. And Damari Gray had him on toast. He did. You know, he cooked him. But there's not a lot you can do as a centre-back or a goalkeeper when a right winger is on the edge of the 6-yard box and blasts it across like that. If we won the league, would you get a tattoo? Says Oliver. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't shave my hair off because I like my hair. But I probably would get a tattoo as a forfeit. Well, it wouldn't even be a forfeit. You take out Casemiro and you immediately see the difference as Eno. I didn't want to say that, but you're right. I did think it. Oh, what was the Seb story? So I was driving Seb to school this morning and he was telling me that, there's this lad in the playground who was basically... hold on a minute, I thought we were on the Blake there. So there was this lad in the playground who was basically jumping on him and his friends. And I think by jumping on him, I think if anyone fell over on the playground mats, he would just like do a knee drop on them, on their leg. I said, well, what do you do if someone's doing that to you? And he said, run away and tell the teacher. I said, who's taught you this? Who's taught you this? Who's told you that? I had to stop the car and we had a big chat. I said, who's told you to run away and tell the teacher? That's not what you do. And he said, well, you do, because if you fight back, you're just as bad as them. And I had a dilemma then, because I was like, you're probably right, but I said, we'll talk about it later. I was like, every part of me wanted to say, you can't run away and tell the teacher. You've got to give it back. But this is parenting in 2023. I mean, we've not even started talking about genders and, how you can't categorise those. It's right. But, he is right. He is right. If you fight back, you could get into more trouble. Take that up to a very serious level. This is why we get a lot of everywhere, tragic. I mean, what about that lad that got stabbed in Birmingham on Boxing Day? People carrying knives around and stuff. So it's I nearly said it's a legal minefield. It's not a legal minefield. It's a moral minefield of, you don't want to bring your kids up in a way where they're telling the teacher, but then you don't want them to be, violent. I think there's a happy medium. Maybe give them a knee drop and then run and tell the teacher and say you didn't do it, they did it. 68% prefer VAR. What haircut do you get? I think I have a 2 back and sides blended in, and then have about an inch on top with a razored line down the side. Quite a simple haircut, really. 10 minutes to go. I've just realised, shit, I'm blabbing on here, and it's looking, well, we're not home and hosed yet, but it's looking good for United. Good bit of skill by Anthony there. Player ratings. Mark every player out. This will be interesting in the match reaction. I'll be very interested to see what people's opinions are. So mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I'll drop it in the video description now. Don't forget, in the video description, you can download the OneFootball app for free. Get all your latest breaking football news, stats, transfer news, all in one place. It's available on Android and Apple to download. You can also scan the QR code on my right. I've just dropped the link in the video description for the player ratings. That will take you to our website. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Star for your man of the match, which I'd be interested about tonight. I think I know who I'd go for as man of the match, but it's up to you. And when we do the match reaction, what happens then is it aggregates every vote. So we get a really accurate few thousand people voting on the player ratings. So instead of some blue tick journalist with an agenda giving out their individual player ratings, ours is done by thousands of you. So it's more accurate. That's the principle anyway. Still 10 minutes to go. Everton's problem is scoring goals in general, so we should be okay, but still time. United's next game, Charlton, on Tuesday night. Fuck knows how we're watching that, because it's not. I don't think it's on the telly. Fed up of it. Carabao Cup quarter-final, Tuesday night. And then, next Saturday, live on Talk Sport. I don't think it is. Manchester City visit Old Trafford. Manchester United. Can he wait? Can't wait for that, can we, Graham? What do you think about that, Graham? Manchester United, Manchester City. Graham, I'm talking to you, Graham. What do you think about that? I've played the game. I haven't played in that game, but I've played in many a game. And Martinez, that's the key for me. Thanks for that, Graham. Simon, what do you think? I need to learn how to do Simon Jordan. Here he is. He's coming on for 8 minutes. You can claim it, Maguire. Get your captain's armband and claim it as a win. He's played in 9 wins now. 8 minutes, all counts. 8 minutes abs. Ericsson's coming off for McTominay, and Maguire is going to come on probably for Varane, I think. Get it on your Instagram page, Harry. 8 minutes. You're the reason we won. Oh, Anthony's coming off. We're going to a back 5. Put Maguire on the wing. Where's my armband? Yeah, Varane's giving it to him. It's mad. There's always someone waiting to go, go on, put your captain's armband on. He's still got time to win man of the match. Don't do your player ratings yet. Don't think it goes to extra time, Jamie. Who remembers Z Jamie from the chat? Have you changed your name or have you just disappeared? Oh, Maguire's going to take the free kick. Shoot! Shoot, Harry! He's well in his own half. Shoot! Shoot! I think Martinez has gone to left back, hasn't he? Or have we gone to a back 5? Oh, yeah, well, no, we're playing a back 5. Luke Shaw's still there. No, Maguire. Shit pass. Don't invite pressure. There's still 5 minutes to go here. No, Luke Shaw's still on. There's absolutely no way Luke Shaw's going to play against Charlton. He can't keep playing. There's definitely replays, but I don't know whether there's extra time. I think it goes straight to a replay. Why would you have extra time and then go to a replay? It goes straight to a replay. Maguire, man of the match, says somebody. I'll give him the shout out. Mohammed. Still 5 minutes to go here. Man United have gone to a back 5. Could be inviting a bit of pressure. Never go to KFC again. Says Marv. It's been workmanlike by Man United tonight, really. You know, I don't think again. Well, we didn't against Bournemouth and Wolves and Forest. We won, and we didn't play badly. I'd say tonight we've sort of won by not playing that well. The winner will be an OG. The first goal, you know, happened in the first couple of minutes, and not that Everton deserve anything from the game. They don't. Their goal was jammy as well. But I think this is the first game where I think United have probably looked a little bit like they have played, what, how many games? I can't remember. Forest on Boxing Day. which was... No, Forest on the Tuesday. Here's Rashford. Go on. Pass. Should have passed sooner. Forest on the Tuesday. Wolves on the Saturday. Bournemouth on the Tuesday. Everton on the Friday. So 4 games in 10 days. Is that right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 4 games in 11 days. And I think it goes straight to a replay if it's 2-2. But it's 2-1. Oh, you've got Maguire in the box. Why didn't we just whip it in? Oh, that's late on Martinez. No. 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 Not Martinez. Anana's a big unit. Oh, no. Please, no. He's absolutely crunched his foot. No. Oh, please, God, no. He's a unit, Anana, as well, and he's put everything right through the foot of Martinez. He's up. Whew, he's up. Yellow card for Anana. Is there an option not to award a man of the match because no one deserves it as far as I'm concerned, says Rory. This is Eric Ten Hag giving Maguire a last chance, and if we lose, it's win-win. More arrest and no more Harry, says Kana. I think to be honest, I think he brings Maguire on at the end for the long balls. If Everton are going to lay siege to our goal with high balls, then Maguire's quite good, isn't he? Could be a free kick. Well, it is a free kick. There's no could be about it, but could be a chance here for Rashi. It's good. No, it's not. It's over the bar. Maguire's in the wall to block it. No, I think he was a distraction. Corner that was. Come on, whip it in. Put it in the box this time. Maguire's there. Who do you prefer, Varane or the Butcher? Probably still Varane for me. What a quality defender. But Martinez is a fan favourite as well, isn't he? But no, look, I think Varane's a Rolls Royce, isn't he? That's what he's called. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 547,000. Remember, we're live every morning. I'll be back at 10 o'clock tomorrow. In fact, I'll be live very quickly after this. We've got the match reaction, so do your player ratings. Fan forum as well. I think we're in the studio for the fan forum tonight. I think we are. Man of the match, Paul Forget. Most productive player on the pitch, says Sean. Stratford End, always singing. Proper fans, says Red Army. What's that supposed to mean? The club's doing really well. Everybody's really happy. And you're talking about proper fans. I'm not getting into those sort of conversations. I think people who protest about what a real fan is ain't a real fan. You can't tell people what a real fan is. Let's not forget the good save by De Gea with his foot as well. 6 minutes for Everton. I'll be very happy with this win, you know. It's not been brilliant, but puts us into the next round. Monday night's the draw. What I want on Monday night is fucking Stoke at Old Trafford, or even better, Stockport. I bet they're not even in the FA Cup. Some real low league team at Old Trafford. Went with Varane, says Rory C. Thank you very much. Who's your man of the match, Mark? We'll have to see when I do my player ratings. And I think this is why he brings Maguire. I forgot McTominay was even on the pitch. Avery says McTominay offers nothing. I completely forgot he was on the pitch. I've seen Maguire. I've seen Fred, but I forgot McTominay was on the pitch. I can't even see him at the moment. Have you heard anything about Donny's injury, says Zach? No. Apparently it's very bad, but there's nothing official come out yet. Oh, God. No one goes and wins the header. Everton have still got it. Cross comes into the back post. They're queuing up on the back post. And he's given a goal kick. Good, good. FA Cup draw, Luke, is on Monday night after Arsenal-Oxford, apparently. It's a whole weekend of FA Cup football. Fuck off. I'm going out. Sean Dychin for Everton. There's Quacky. Mark, don't take the piss out of Stockport, my local, says John. No, I'd love to get Stockport. Are you in the FA Cup? Ten Hag won't be happy with this performance, says Michelle. No, I don't think he will be, but he'll be very happy with the... You know, I don't think anybody can say this has been a good United performance, but it's been a good result. And I'm really happy with it. I mean, they've given Rashford man of the match on the telly. Here's McTominay striding through the midfield, and it's a good ball into Rashford. And it's a great tackle. Great tackle, that, by Godfrey, to be fair. Good recovery. See, McTominay is on the pitch. He played a good pass there. Scooby-Doo. Would you have Sheffield Wednesday next round? I'd love it, Alfie. I just don't want a Premier League club. You know, if you get a Premier League club in round 3, you don't want another one before the quarterfinals. Have you put on your Maguire Pampers, says David? We'll be all right. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about Everton. They can't score. They're shit at scoring goals. I'm not worried at all. I know some of you are a bit nervous. I've not seen anything in the last 20 minutes that makes me worried about Everton. Apart from the goal that got disallowed. But you know what I mean. They're not... They're a threat on the break, but we're not going to get caught on the break in the last 3 minutes, are we? Scooby-Doo. Long ball up there, look at that. Put it in the mixer, Scooby. Nice ball in. Bruno, lovely control and a bit greedy. Well, Bruno there telling Garnacho who's boss. Garnacho wanted the pass. He wasn't happy about it, and Bruno's had to go to him. If it were only the real fans, it would only be the 70k at the stadium. United would be in the 5th tier of English football with such a small fan base. Real fan thing is just ridiculous. People overcompensating because they're lacking something somewhere else. For a centre back, would you take? I don't know who that is. User 234, so I can't comment on that name. Sign of a good team is winning when playing bad. It is, Dean, and sometimes we're going to have to do that. And I wouldn't say we were bad, but here's Garnacho. That's a penalty. Point to the spot. Point to the spot. Point to the spot. Penalty. That's a penalty. Is he giving it? Has he given it? It's a penalty. He's not giving it, has he? Oh, did he get a bit of the ball? Let's have a look. Oh, I don't think he gets any of the ball there. That's a penalty for me. VAR. That's a penalty. Apparently the draw's on Sunday at 4 p.m, says Matthew. Oh, he's given a penalty. The cameras are rubbish. It's because I haven't got the audio on. Rashford to make it 3-1. Change the score already. I thought it was a penalty. I think he's got it absolutely right, the referee there. Middlesbrough in round 4, says Claydon. Don't forget to do your player ratings and download the OneFootball app for free. This makes it probably more comfortable than it has been, scoring the third goal in the 6th minute of added time. But he does. Lovely little penalty from Rashford. 3-1 to Manchester United. 2 assists and a goal for Marcus Rashford tonight. What does the celebration mean from Rashford? Does anyone know? Just curious. Does it need to mean anything? I don't know. But 3-1 to Manchester United. Lovely penalty. Sends Pickford the wrong way. And comfortable win for Manchester United. John Graham says it means he's a prick. No, it means mentality. Thank you. Prefer Bruno as our penalty taker, says Michelle. I don't know why Bruno didn't take the penalty, actually. Means he's locked in. Change his mentality. Well, he's played very well tonight. Played very well tonight, Rashford. And United go into the next round of the draw, and you know, you've got to be in it to win it. We knew we were taking it seriously when we saw the team, and that's the final whistle. And Manchester United have won it very, very comfortably, 3-1. Well, I say comfortably, but I don't really think Everton had any threat. And I'm very interested to see the player ratings. We'll go and do that on the match reaction. Links in the video description. It's also in the video description of the match reaction, which I'll push you over to now. I'll see you in a couple of minutes, and we'll talk about the game where United weren't very good, but won. So we'll be reacting to that. We'll do the player ratings. I'll see you there in a couple of minutes.